We'll do it live. Fuck it.
And welcome to another episode of Business Party Podcast. People, long time no see. Another 24 hours. What's happening, everybody?
Hola.
And we're welcoming back for the second time, good old Bob, B-O-B, spelled backwards and forwards the same. What's happening, man?
Thanks, Biz. I appreciate it. Troublemaker, Mama J, I appreciate the invite. And looking forward to having some great in-depth conversation this evening.
Promise I'll try not to shut this one off.
Yeah, dude, that last time was funny.
That was, I told my wife, I'm not calling in. I'm not calling. She's like, just call in. I'm like, okay. All right. And then I'm just like, I said, so it says end now. So I went, okay, I guess end. And then all of a sudden, all I hear is, what happened? Fuck! Get off.
Yeah, it's all good. It actually worked out fine because shit kept going. So that was nice. But yeah.
Yeah. That was fun. I'm still black-pilled, by the way.
Yeah.
There's still no hope. There's no hope in my eyes.
Don't do that, because then after that is only... Don't give up. Then it's only Soviet shit after that. Fuck.
If I could get along, and
Yeah,
you can get
well,
along,
I mean,
we
it
can
is
all get along.
Well, it is a little bit hard, but you want to go ahead and pull up that video that we just watched. So I'll give a little context before that, as what you're saying too. It gets a little hard because we always everything seems to go into the direction of our judicial system is nothing but bullshit, and nothing ever goes the way that it should, especially by the Constitution. But a ruling a few days ago, which I don't know if everyone has seen this or not. Let's go ahead and play this. It was by the Supreme Court on the Second Amendment. Yeah,
because your news won't show you this. Well, this is NBC News, and they probably did it at 1 in the afternoon or 1 in the morning. So you would have no.
Yeah, very surprising it was on NBC, to be honest.
Yeah, no one's watching this lady.
Right.
No. Who is this lady?
I don't even know.
These two people? That's the thing. No, it's not Sade Benoit or Maurice Dubois.
NBC
News Justice correspondent Pete Williams, who is live for us on this. Pete, what do we know?
Well, it was 14 years ago that the Supreme Court said that the Second Amendment does provide an individual right to have a gun, but they said it was at home for self-defense. And ever since then, the court has declined to answer the question, well, what about the part of the Second Amendment that says keep and bear arms? What about guns in public? And today, the Supreme Court has answered that question by a vote of 6-3 in an opinion written by Justice Clarence Thomas, saying that the Second Amendment does provide a right to have a gun outside the home. Now, the law in question in New York said there's no right to carry a gun openly in New York, but to get a concealed carry permit, a person had to go to the county sheriff and show some special need, something beyond just a general desire for self-defense. And today, the Supreme Court said that's unconstitutional. That puts a limit on the right to have a gun. So the Supreme Court says, number one, states cannot put these special restrictions on getting a gun for a concealed carry permit. Now, this decision obviously will have an immediate effect in New York, and it'll also affect the 7 other states that have similar laws: California, Connecticut, Delaware, Hawaii, Maryland, Massachusetts, and New Jersey.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So it's basically the cesspools of America.
Mm-hmm.
Take that, you horse face fuck. Oh, I mean, sorry. I'm sorry. I had a flashback. I was still back in Jersey. Oof.
But that's all. That's
so
that's
funny.
a good
There's
win for everyone.
3 of us that just used to live in Jersey and are all out now.
It's amazing. Like, I couldn't get out fast enough. And now funny, we were just up there visiting.
Won't be able to cover.
We were just up there visiting, and it just reaffirmed the reason why the hell we got out.
Mm-hmm.
I told my mother I was going to
disaster.
I told my mother I was going to Zoom her funeral, that I wasn't going back.
Where's she at in Jersey?
She's in what's that place? Rahway.
Oh, so North Jersey. Okay.
Yeah.
I was South Jersey.
Now watch after this. There's going to be a skyrocket of gun sales, and to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if like gun crimes went super down, because people are like, "Fuck that! Now I can just carry or go get one."
Well, here's the thing, though. I'm kind of confused on when that particular ruling came out. It could have been last summer. I didn't hear about it.
Yeah, neither did I.
And there's new articles that are coming out just today And like from like USA Today, it's like how the Second Amendment case at the Supreme Court is putting gun rights groups in a jam. I don't know. But it's also talking about how it protects gun owners subject to domestic violence.
You should be allowed to
How
own
the
a gun.
Second Amendment
period.
case before the Supreme Court is testing the gun lobby.
You should be able to go own a gun, period. Once again,
Yeah.
if you go to jail, you come out of jail, you've done your crime, you've done your time, and now you have your rights back as an American citizen.
Yeah, I
And
agree
if
to
you
that
want to
too.
own an A1 Abrams tank and you have enough money, you should be able to buy an Abrams tank if you have the money.
Mhm. Oh,
I
well,
can buy a flamethrower.
it's
I want
well,
one real bad.
a flamethrower.
Fuck yeah.
Weren't they selling them and
I'm
they're
a
like
Florida. You can
on
buy them.
Amazon?
You can get yourself one.
What's his name? Elon. He had, what was it? The not a flamethrower.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah.
like it wasn't too
not a
crazy, but yeah.
flamethrower.
It was like a WD-40 can with a little gas and with like a little lighter connected to it.
Oh my god. I'm thinking that case that they're talking about was last year.
Probably.
There's a new one actually being heard. I didn't hear about this. I don't know if you guys had. I'm just going to bring it up real quick just so we can take a look at it. Just going to go quickly through it. But it says how the Second Amendment case before the Supreme Court is testing the gun lobby. And this is what you guys need to know. So the case is about this guy, Zaki Remy, and he's challenging his conviction under a law that bars Americans who are subject to a restraining order from owning a gun. And it says, but the gun lobby is not rushing to defend the case. All right. So they say the facts of the case make it really unpalatable for them to have to stand up and say, no, we believe that domestic abusers have a Second Amendment right to their firearms.
Yeah, but just because you have a restraining order doesn't make you a criminal. You haven't committed a crime.
Right. Well, it says, okay, so back in 2019, this Remini guy fired a gun at a person who witnessed him dragging his girlfriend in a parking lot. And months later, he shot at another driver after getting into an accident. He said also, he would also threaten another woman with a gun and fire into the air after a friend's credit card was declined at a restaurant, among other incidents.
I mean, he sounds like an asshole.
Yeah, that's a terrible. That's a terrible way to handle that.
Yeah, that's just ridiculous.
Now you know what would stop him from doing
like
that.
We're missing some context.
Yeah,
you think?
Yeah,
I think he just went from he desk popped a couple times. He's dragging bitches through parking lots. Like
that's a totally.
I thought this was America.
You're talking about restraining orders. I'm like, all right, anybody can put a restraining order on anybody for any reason, really. They give them out like candy.
That's true.
But
yeah,
when you're fucking dragging somebody through a parking lot, I mean, come on,
Right.
you're going to give that person a gun.
Is this the fucking GTA 6?
The live version.
I like how
Yeah, sir, your card is declined. What?
Come here, bitch.
only time I've ever seen GTA is I think my brother were playing it or something, and he goes, oh, watch this, and there's like an old lady holding her purse, and she's walking, and he just goes up to her and like punches her out and steals her purse and starts running. I'm like, what is this?
You can get hookers in that game and take them into the back of a car and handle your business.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Game's
you're
wild.
doing.
Like literally, you see the car shaking.
I've
moaning.
just been putting hours in on GTA 5. My buddy Larry got it too. We've been playing it on computer. Speaking of, do you got it on computer yet, Davey, or no?
Yeah, I got it.
Oh, right on. Yeah, you need to jump in there.
I know.
Let's go get some hookers and shit.
Let's get some.
Oh my god.
They're the hookers from what's his face from Aaron's stories. They got the bullet holes and everything. Them hookers are just shameless.
Whoa.
Oh my god. They're just shameless.
Shameless hoes.
Yeah.
I got a crazy loud fucking dirt bike or something flying past.
All right, just so like we were talking about the whole gun law thing, the one that we referenced in the beginning of the show, it came out in June 23rd last year.
Okay.
But once again, nobody heard about it.
Right.
It was just like this. Congratulations to New Jersey and them. You can get guns, and nobody said a fucking word. They didn't say
Of
a
course
word.
they didn't.
They didn't say a word. That jackass was booed by a bunch of people, and then the news is running. No, look, you didn't finish the rest of the context. Everybody was cheering. Nobody likes him. He did this. He pulled a Biden. All of a sudden, all his people were like, "Hey, Grandma, did you vote? No? Here, vote this, vote this, vote this. Give me it, and I'll take it for you." That's how
because,
That's how we got.
because,
That's how it
I
happened.
think it's a right for people to have bad healthcare.
so much better. Dude, did you see that picture of him? Babylon B had him on the beach, and it was like body washed up on the shore and shit. And they put like caution tape around him.
Did you see the video of him dragging the beach chair?
No, I didn't
It was
actually
like-
see it.
It was like it.
Pull it up,
took
Jamie.
every bone in his. I'm trying. I'm looking for it now.
Like pull it up, Jamie.
It took every bone in his body to get it up there. Let me see. And then he like they said he passed out.
Dude, I'm not surprised. He like when did he go to the fucking beach? Because he couldn't go to the UN shit. I mean, we'll talk about that too. But like, when the fuck did he go to the beach?
When isn't he at the beach? He's spending
vacation
every weekend.
Here we go. I got it.
Oh, okay.
I'm Jamie.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Are you sure that's him? I don't know.
Yeah, that's him.
Ugh, old man boobs.
I want somebody to write dork on his chest, like in Police Academy.
Right.
What up, dork? Hi, dork.
Is he using a BlackBerry?
This is actually like what beach is he at without like this is I don't know.
Isn't I think the NATO summit was that like in Spain or something like that?
I think this was in Delaware before he left.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he missed the NATO summit and they basically said because he missed like he hit 4 days of work.
He had 4 days of work.
Mm-hmm.
He was tired.
Here's
Hold on.
Yeah. Hey, Davey, you got that or whatever video you're trying to pull up, ain't it?
Mama J said she wanted to show something.
Oh, okay.
Oh wait, I thought I had it. Hold on 1 second.
Ooh, I have a conspiracy one too.
Do it.
Do it.
Okay.
Mhm.
It's always questioning. Here we go.
UQ
Maybe.
LGBT. Oh.
Whoa.
Oh, this one. Yeah. Dude, he doesn't even have tattoos or anything.
Yeah, no, that's not him.
You think? I
That's
think they're fake tattoos to begin with.
I think it's a fake. It's a
Yeah.
Photoshop. It's a Photoshop. It's a funny Photoshop. He looks like some fucking dude in the middle of Brooklyn cleaning his fucking vet. What are you doing? Hey, Becky. Hey, Becky, come back here. What are you doing over there?
Yeah, which makes me.
That,
It's like why like. That's why I was like agreeing with Jackie at first, like for a second, like, is that even Biden? Because if that were Trump on the beach, Secret Service would be all over his ass. That was weird.
Yeah, they were around. If you saw it at the end. Yeah, there it is.
Here we go. Yeah. Is he carrying
They
a
put
bong?
a bong in there, but it's without the bong.
I'd be like, man, I want to go chill with Biden.
Is that him legit holding the bong?
No,
No, that's not.
Yeah.
it would be awesome.
What the fuck?
Now I'm gonna go party with Biden. Be like, with me, man. Let's
That's
fucking smoke.
you know how parents bring the kids toys? That was Hunter's crack pipe.
Mhm, mhm.
Do you guys follow
People on
Man vs
Twitter are
Street? Do
shameless.
you guys follow
No.
Man vs Street on YouTube?
Mm-mm.
No.
Check him out. He just did a video where he goes around. He asks people in the street if they want to party with Hunter Biden, and you should see some of the reactions. They're great.
I bet he'd probably be
It's
fun
great.
to party with.
It's classic.
He would definitely be. So
Although he's a
here's-
fucking super crack. He's like, as soon as he's like, hey, you want to smoke crack? I'm back. Nah, I'm just drinking with you, bro.
as soon as he's like smoke crack, I'm like, yeah. And then I'll see like if I see like a fucking anybody under the age of 18, I'm out. I'm out.
I don't need shark teeth. like you get before your implants.
But this was him at the NATO summit, just talking. Just listen. He doesn't make sense, and he's reading it off his fucking cue card. Watch him just keep looking down.
Delight to be with you, and we're this historic summit meeting. We're resolving a lot of things, I hope, and we made all the more historic by the agreement you reached yesterday. And the addition.
Look at this guy.
Look at Erdogan. He's just like, who is this fucking guy, dude?
Yeah, he looked over. He's like, "What the fuck, man?"
And then this by Alex Thompson. This is the third time Biden has skipped a dinner with world leaders on an international trip. But remember, guys, the world is not laughing at us. The adults are back in the White House. The world loves us again, but he is not fucking doing anything with any of them. For the New York Times last month, still after fatigue days on the road, he skipped dinner with world leaders in Indonesia last year and again in Japan in May. And then again this week while he was at the summit.
He can't have a dinner with these people because it's a national security risk.
Yeah, he will literally say something like, "Oh, we're going into Indonesia," and everybody's like, "What? You're going into where?" I mean, Iraq. You're going where? Islamabad. But yeah, this was the other day. He just turned around and didn't know where he was. And hey,
He tried to skip somebody. Did he try to shake somebody's hand again? Go back.
Politico freak
Right there.
Japan this past May. But the facade is already being built around the octogenarian president.
No, he's just
Biden campaign co-chair Jeffrey Katzenberg telling Politico that the lack of a campaign apparatus so far, it's no accident, right?
Yeah, listen to this.
It's still sad.
Listen to this excuse for why he doesn't have a campaign strategy at the moment.
Now, he said, we have a fine-tuned race car here.
What, a Flintstone mobile?
Yeah.
Right? What the fuck are you talking
never
about?
knew.
At some point, we will build out a big, substantial, competitive organization and enterprise. We don't need to do that today. It would literally be a waste of money. Heard it right, folks.
There it is.
The man that you saw barely able to move a 2-pound beach chair of the weekend is really a fine-tuned race car. We're used to Katzenberg being behind hit films, but now he's taking on the epic disaster film, The Waterworld, the political.
Oh, man.
It's sad. And everybody wants to say, oh, the world is now respect us more because Joe. No, the world knows we're just going to give them more fucking money whenever whenever they want.
Exactly.
Well, Mika Brzezinski went off on him this morning. I have the video. You guys want to check out this video?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah.
I mean, she lost her shit. Let me see here. Let me share my screen.
She did that before she married Joe Scarborough.
All right. So, I mean,
to that, and it is disarming. It's the same thing Joe Biden needs to do. And with Reagan, they also managed to schedule very carefully.
Yeah, I think his staff needs to own his age. I'm just going to be honest. I don't think they do a good job.
Look at that fucking scowl.
If you are managing a president's schedule and you are managing a president getting on stage and getting off stage and getting on planes and getting off planes, and yes, he's 80. You need to be there for him and you need to make a pathway. And you sure as hell.
He's a fucking president. Like,
and I blame the staff for that. I mean, these are the things that hurt him. These are things that are going to be played on a loop. Okay, let him do his job. Let him do his speeches. Let him work on policy. Let him do his connections in Congress, unlike any president that we've seen. I don't know, since Clinton. But my God, make sure, your Secret Service, you're his staff, that you were there and you're telling him what's next. And it's not because don't take this as, oh, he can't even get from one place to another. When you're busy and you're on stage.
Yeah.
On stage.
Right.
I've done speeches and I'm so nervous. I'm doing the speech. I'm trying to get it right. And when it's done, I don't know which way to go. And I'm looking.
Oh my God.
So do a better job, because you can't have these video images of the president tripping or the president going the wrong way. It's not going to work in this presidency because his age is going to be a factor. His age is going to be a factor, and it's your job
So he should be
to
president,
make sure he gets
bitch.
from one place to another. He can handle the presidency. You have to
No, he
handle and
can't.
schedule
No, he
and where he
can't.
goes.
Well, and the scheduling.
It makes me mad.
The scheduling.
I mean,
Yeah, it
scheduling
makes me
is so
mad,
important. You have-
bitch.
with that-
Yeah, it's like it's terrible.
Oh
He can't be president.
no. Like if you can't, oh my god, like give him his direction. Blah, blah. Bitch, you just said you don't like how are you gonna say you don't even know your own way off stage whenever you do something? Like you sound like you're saying like I'm dumb as fuck, so I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm assuming that the president is too.
Anybody who's been on stage for any sort of ceremony or speech or presentation, before you get on stage, you're like, all right, I'm coming on here. Do I come off the same way? Where do I go after I'm finished? It's simple.
Well, no, but here's the thing, though.
Where do I
It's-
go
I
that
can
way? Where do I go?
understand being like easily like confused, be like, oh, do I need to go here? Like for a split second, not shuffling over, trying to shake hands with the wall,
Right. Well,
and then having staffers like literally corral you like you're a toddler.
you're the
to go
leader
to
of
the
the
other
you're the
corner.
leader of the freest country in the fucking world, and now we're a laughing stock because our president can't even fucking find his own way off a goddamn stage
No.
half the time.
He
gets led
shouted
around
at a
and like,
dead lady.
dude.
Do we forget? He shouted, "Where is she?" He claimed she was dead.
He was
Yeah.
dead.
She heard it. Oh, she's not
Remember the
gonna be.
audience?
She's not here. She must be busy today. Yeah, she's
Yeah.
eating worms. Worms
Right.
are eating
Oh
her
my
asshole right now. Mr. President. Yeah, she's dead. There's no between him and Fetterman talking at the bridge is 95 bridges. Oh yeah, I remember the bridges. Well, I took the bridges every day.
Oh, here you
Back
go.
when 1972.
Good night, everybody.
Hi. Good night, everybody.
Have you guys ever seen the movie Baby Geniuses?
Yes.
No.
It's
No, I
like
don't
them
think I have.
like them babble talking back and forth to
Yeah.
each other.
Yeah.
But they
Yeah,
understand.
I swear to God, the White House is like baby's day out. It's like they're trying to all get that baby, and they just keep fumbling and trying to get Biden. Like, come back here. Where are you going? Stop going. Like he's
I never seen a White House, first of all, in such disarray. But not only that, why is it always the Democrats who always find a way to desecrate the White House in some way? Like it's Bill Clinton getting a BJ in the Oval Office,
Oral
and now
office,
it's Joe
Stealing
you said,
Biden.
right?
furniture on his way out.
Yeah, it's like I don't understand it. It's like there's no sanctity anymore. You know what I mean?
No,
like there's
not at all.
no. Yeah, it's
Well,
pathetic.
It's funny because like I think about because I was listening to someone. I think I was listening to Hannity or Andrew Wilkow today, and they were talking about how like they're talking about Trump's issues with the whole NARA, his classified document
classified
shit,
documents.
whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, then how come the Clintons were in charge with like, I don't know, like grand larceny or like grand theft for like stealing all the furniture from the White House?
Yeah.
And they had to like
Exactly.
give it
They-
back because it
the
kept
Clintons
stealing
had-
shit.
Clintons have been
Okay.
involved in crimes for as long as they've been in politics.
Yeah.
I mean, their
Yeah.
Clinton Foundation is basically a money laundering organization.
So is the Gates
Yeah.
Foundation.
Yeah, I mean, think about all the money that was supposed to go to Haiti that never got to Haiti for the earthquake.
No one even talks about how, also Rosatom, the Uranium One deal, that whole thing, and the connections between the Clinton Foundation and that shit. I mean, fuck, the guy who owned like the mines up in Canada or whatever sold it to the fucking Russians with the Clintons' help, and then he donated a shit ton of money to the Clinton Foundation.
Yep.
And vice versa.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like,
Classic money
No.
laundering 101.
right?
Talk about was it quid pro quo? That's the perfect example. Of
Right.
quid pro quo.
Yeah. But
Well,
that's
then, and how about all those articles after the 2016 election about how the Clinton Foundation dried up the second that she lost the election because no one had it because she didn't have
She's-
influence anymore.
Oh,
Right. She's
like
done.
when she said that they were poor and only had $11 million.
No.
Oh, what a
Like,
shame.
oh yeah, I wish I was that poor.
We only have $11 million, and our houses in upstate New York and down in DC, which is so poor. For you
Shut up, bitch.
and the horse you rode in on, named Governor Murphy.
It didn't. Don't they charge like $100,000 or so for like speaking engagements?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Whatever.
speaking of New
Bill
Jersey,
Clinton looks horrible.
Oh yeah, he does.
I mean, if you, I honestly believe Jimmy Carter is going to outlast Bill Clinton because that motherfucker just won't go. He went to hospice like what, 4 months ago?
He's like Keith Richards. Motherfucker won't die.
He's just looking up at the ceiling, going, nope, 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 not going, not going. That dude is just like everybody
He wants to wait out so that Biden will become the worst president in the universe, so people will keep his name out their mouth. The second that people stop saying Jimmy Carter was the worst president ever, he'll kick the bucket.
He's like, fine.
And Joe
Yeah,
Biden
you
loses.
let it go.
Joe Biden loses the presidency. He decided to go visit Jimmy Carter today. You're the worst.
Oh my.
But speaking
That's
of like shitty kind of like what is it? The party that hates corporate bailouts and had no problem punching New Jersey rate taxpayers in the gut and leaving them with the bill to bail out a foreign corporation in the name of climate change. New Jersey deserves better. So now New Jersey has just given foreign wind company grabs U.S. tax credits.
New Jersey's a shithole, dude.
Yeah.
Like, Jersey is
Dude.
terrible.
Like this is
It's
why
the
I get
worst.
so this is why I get so angry with these people, and this is why I said I'm black-pilled, because I don't understand. I'm retarded. I said it. Go fuck yourselves. I'm retarded, and I can see this stuff happening. Like, we all know this is happening, and people will just sit there and still vote for these dumb people.
Listen, it's
right.
It happens everywhere. Like, I grew up in Philadelphia before I moved over to Jersey, and you should see the city of Philadelphia now.
Yeah.
It is completely depleted. The area that I grew up in wasn't the greatest area to begin with, but it's even worse now. It's like a zombie land. But these people keep voting for these people. Like they do nothing they haven't done any. The best mayor that Philadelphia had was Frank Rizzo. He was the last Republican back in the 60s that they had. Since then, it's been nothing but downhill government welfare for these poor neighborhoods. They don't get anything out of it.
Right.
Wasn't
And
he part
that's
of the mafia?
What's
Wasn't he
that?
part of the mafia too?
Who's that? Frank Rizzo?
Yeah.
He probably was.
It's definitely a mafia type name.
But
Frank
he was-
Rizzo.
I
he's
think
the
he
kind
had
of guy. He's the kind of guy like me and my younger brother. We talk about it all the time. Some reporter came up to him, and I guess he was trying to give him a hard time, and he was like, basically like, "Get away from me, or I'm going to punch you in the face." Like, that's the kind, like it's just.
I like it.
And he backed the cops. He was tough on crime, but now these big city mayors, they don't give a shit. I have two cousins that are Philly cops, and their hands are tied. They're both trying to get out. They're both trying to get transferred to different districts.
Yeah.
They're talking about white supremacy in New Jersey.
Yeah.
Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, it's like the fucking ivory tower.
Like what, the Jackson Whites up in Sussex County? those 100 people? Is that what they're talking about? The white supremacists that are dug in over there? I mean, the Appalachia people? Like, it's stupid. But yeah, once again, here's your tax dollars in Jersey. Just no tax credit for you, for your houses, for the giant, enormous taxes. Like literally, when I bought my house in Jersey, they put on, when you go to Zillow, it tells you how much a month, but they don't factor in the taxes. So in a house, it said $800 a month. I said, cool. When I went to the taxes, it ended up $1,800 because it was $12,000 a year in
the same
taxes.
at my house in Jersey. Yep. That's why we sold. We bought our house in so we own two houses, one in Medford, New Jersey, which is closer to like Cherry Hill.
Yep.
And then we moved further south to the Swedesboro, Mullica Hill area, which is, again, you know, it's a little bit more wide open than it is up north. When we moved in that house, the second house we owned, we were paying $9,000 a year, which was still high, right? All considering. Within 3 years, it went up to 12. Within
Damn.
3
That's
years.
insane.
3 years.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah,
And then
and
we were
forget-
like, all right, we're out. Peace.
And forget if you add anything to the house, they will literally come knock on. Like when I bought my house, they came in and they're like, the basement's finished, and we're like, no, it's not. They're like, yeah, when the tax assessor came by, he said the basement was finished. I'm like, no, well then we need to come inside. I'm like, first of all, no, you fucking don't. Second of all, it's not finished. I'm telling you, it's not finished. So you're not allowed in my house.
We put black.
Well, we're gonna have to
black things up on our little windows at the bottom,
Yeah,
so they can't look in our windows.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But they were like, yeah, it's finished. I'm like, no, it's not. And they were trying to charge us the tax. I was like, no, it's, and it was, and God forbid you put a deck on your house or expand your deck. Now it becomes your house is now more square footage. The deck adds square footage to your house.
That's bullshit. That's not square footage of your house. That's stupid.
That's what they say. But yeah, so let me play this video. But yeah.
Dana, good morning. Well, New Jersey's Democrat Governor Phil Murphy signed the controversial bill on Thursday, giving an estimated $1 billion in tax breaks to Danish energy company Ørsted to build the largest offshore.
Remember when I said that their friends are billionaires and they're not going to tax the rich, and the Democrats like the rich people too, and they're just blowing smoke up everybody's ass when they tell you, yeah, they want to tax the rich and the rich don't pay their fair share?
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
But also, don't wind turbines. Don't that affect the environment?
Yep.
I thought they were about climate change and protecting ecosystems.
Yep.
Offshore wind farm in the U.S. Well, now New Jersey's nonpartisan ratepayer advocate says that tax credit will, quote, no doubt increase people's electric bills while increasing Ørsted's profits. The decision drawing outrage from Republicans.
Wow.
I don't think that Americans would be really happy to learn that the Inflation Reduction Act, which obviously is powered by our tax dollars, is going into the billions and billions of dollars to bail out foreign corporations who are, guess what, in the for-profit industry.
That's bullshit.
Well, here's the thing, though, too. You need to understand about New Jersey. Every freaking election cycle, there's at least one person that's sent to jail for voter fraud.
That is true.
At least one person. It is so true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I
It's like the
mean,
mafia controls it, you know?
yeah.
No, the mafia could listen. When the mafia controlled Atlantic City, it ran great. As soon as the state took over Atlantic City, we all know, if you're from Jersey, what Atlantic City looks like. One side of Atlantic City looks like what they show you on television. The other side of Atlantic City looks like the middle of fucking Newark.
Yeah, it's true.
And
It's
if
like-
you
and
don't,
there's- and it's such a sharp cutoff too.
Yeah, literally, I watched. I saw a whatchamacallit, a police chase and they gunned the guy down in the middle of the street between the casino and the residence homes.
That's just another day in Atlantic City. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I know. That's why all of a sudden when they were like, yeah, we just found 17,000 votes for Governor Murphy in Atlantic City, it's like, yep.
Yeah.
I know.
There aren't
exactly
even
what happened.
17,000 people in Atlantic City.
No.
Nothing sus about that at all.
They mailed it to the people staying at the casinos. Hey, yo, fill this out, eh?
Dude,
just put
that
the
election
casino's
was
address.
so infuriating. Like, I went to bed. Jack Ciattarella was up by like hundreds of thousands of votes.
Yeah.
Right. And I wake up and he's down like 40,000 or 60,000. I'm like, how the fuck did that happen? I didn't go to bed until 2. Like, what?
I'm convinced, and once again, I listen to my guy Tim Pool. I'm convinced Tim is right, man. He makes a lot of great points, and that's why I listen to him, and I hate it, but he makes great points. What happened was they changed the laws, and they did it everywhere. They did it in Pennsylvania, everything.
Yeah.
They changed the laws at the last minute to allow people to vote from home. They sent everybody a ballot, and you know how easy it is in urban cities to go door to door and just go, hey, did you vote? Hey, did you vote? Hey, did you vote?
Well,
Oh,
I'm
vote for this
curious to know
person.
how many people actually voted. I mean, you'll never know, like how many people actually went to the polls to vote, right?
Mhm.
Because if they sent everybody a ballot in New Jersey, those people could still go to the ballot box and actually still vote in person.
Yeah.
So
Right.
how many of those people could have voted twice?
Right. Oh,
That's very
dude,
true.
exactly. Yeah, and that's the whole thing with what they talk about the fact that it takes days now. Like you have all that time to get all these other votes in. Who knows how many multiple votes are going through and like tabulated multiple times to these fucking machines. Like who cares if they're not, whether or not they are hackable, it's been kind of proven that people have put multiple votes through.
And it's just
Same ones multiple times, yeah.
and the fact that they were literally holding a big plastic board so people couldn't see the count taking place, and people are not letting people in, and all this stuff was. I don't care if it didn't happen; they didn't extra count it. Why would you? Why would you do it? Why do it?
Right, exactly. What's the point?
It makes no sense. Why put up these plastic boards and you're not going to see this? And
Right.
why, all of a sudden you tell everybody, oh, there's a plumbing problem. Oh, we can't do anything. And then all of a sudden you started to get like, you make conspiracy theorists. You are doing this, especially the mainstream media. You are doing this. And then going, wow, this has already been debunked. By who?
By who?
By who?
Yeah.
Dude,
Right.
I wish somebody would start like a good rumor whenever they did shit like that. Be like, they're in there doing a bunch of drugs. Like that's what's happened. So they have to really defend themselves. Or something. Like, start a really good one.
Yeah.
They're having an orgy in there.
But then liberals
Some
would
of
be
the
like,
ballots
oh,
are sticky.
the liberals would be like, well, they're allowed to be however they want. Are you judging them?
Like,
yeah.
yep.
Right now, yeah, I am because there's voting going on. So if that's happening, I want to see what's happening.
Oh my goodness.
It's so stupid. And you see the Jack White came out and
Who
said,
the fuck is this Jack White? It's not even the Jack White from
White
White
Stripes.
Stripes.
Yes,
Who
it
is
is.
this?
It is.
It is.
Him? Yeah.
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 Okay.
But he's
What
a,
did he say?
he's a has-been at this point.
Yeah. He's just a fucking douchebag
Wasn't
jerk
he
off.
accused of being like an abuser? I feel like he was.
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
also
I thought it
accused
was
of sleeping
somebody-
with his sister.
I could have swore somebody. No, I don't think he did that. But somebody said it wasn't him. But okay, so it is him.
Yeah, it's definitely him. Yeah, he's. That's what I find fascinating. Like all these not has-beens or people like no one really cares about. Like what's her name? Megan Rapinoe.
Yeah.
Like who gives a shit if you're fucking retiring? No one cares. And then she goes out and blames Dave Chappelle for trans violence.
Oh, she
Did you
can
guys
shut
see
the
that?
fuck up. Yeah.
Fuck.
By the fact that he even makes jokes about it, it's
Yeah.
violence towards trans. No, it's not, bitch. You guys want to say that tearing down buildings and rioting and all that shit is not violence, but then making a joke about something is you sound so stupid.
The words are violence.
Yeah.
The words. No. No, thank you.
Yeah. Well, the way in which people can compartmentalize is incredible.
Mm-hmm. Are you okay? So now I think I know what you're talking about. While you're trying to find that Jack White, he was talking about the Sound of Freedom, right?
No, he was.
Oh,
so
because
what
I know.
happened- I had it, and then Rolling Stone, because now you got to
Right.
pay for everything.
Well, I heard that he was saying something about it, and there's all sorts of people saying shit about it. They're calling it QAnon fucking conspiracy
Oh
shit.
yeah. I was reading some people's comment. Promotional tweet or whatever for like Angel Studios like came across my Twitter about the movie, and I just wanted to read the comments and stuff. You got people in there just being stupid.
I just don't.
That's
understand
what he was
people-
talking about. Okay.
Why, I don't understand why people are making a political issue out of
Human trafficking.
Right.
Like that should bring people together. Like, hey, we all agree that this is the worst thing you can possibly do.
Right. Well, he was the Guardian.
Saddest part is though, this has been a political issue.
Yeah.
Since
it has been
like
for quite a while.
2015, 2016, like for a
Mhm.
long time.
Well, that was the only reason why I got on Trump's side at first, because I'm like, fuck this douchebag. All he is a guy on TV who said, you're fired. Okay. Some millionaire dude, blah, blah, blah. Then when he got in, because I mean, our country shouldn't be ran by a guy that was an actor on TV. I'm sorry, it has been before. Reagan, blah. People can say blah blah blah. Reagan was a good actor. Donald Trump not. Okay, so there's that. Now we'll get to the fact that he signed that biggest amount of money toward stopping human trafficking, which was what Project Talon, I think it was called.
Yeah,
So that's what
Talon.
got me. That's what got me on board with Trump. I was like, okay, cool. I respect that. So that's why I liked him. Now, that's not a fucking conspiracy. God damn it. That's the whole thing is they keep trying to tie it to because Jim Caviezel has said stuff about adrenochrome, which is an actual thing. Now,
Yeah.
does it have the effects of what everyone keeps saying it does? No, there's no proof of that. Okay. So
Ask Joe Biden.
and also who gives a fuck what Caviezel says?
Listen, I've come to the realization that anything the left-wing media says is a conspiracy is probably a fact.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, especially these days. Yeah, very true.
Yeah.
It's just everything they've said has been a lie since the beginning of, I mean, for a while, but like if you haven't seen it since the beginning of COVID, like you are absolutely lying to yourself and being willfully ignorant. Everything. Actually, since Trump came down the whatchamacallit, came down those steps, the golden steps, and started in on him, they've lied about everything. They have not been truthful about anything.
No, not at all.
Like they'll argue with you the sky is green because of the grass, and you're like, what?
Well,
And
because
they're
they do everything. So because what they're doing is they're trying to delegitimize anything Trump has to say because he's the only one that can't be bought. He can't be bought, and like the rest of these other people, you know, and he disrupts their way of life, which is being an elitist, controlling the people, controlling the narrative. That's power, and he's the biggest disruptor. So they do everything they can to try to discredit him.
Dude, I was in a live on TikTok yesterday, I think it was. And this guy who I always see on TikTok arguing, he's a fucking Dominican dude, right? And all he does is post memes behind on his background. And he just goes, and Trump, he gave all his friends all these tax cuts, 87%. And some guy was telling him, no, that's not what he did. And everybody in the room and in the live was like, well, my paycheck went up. My paycheck went up.
So did mine. Yeah.
So 60 and some ladies like, yeah, mine went up $65 a week. So
Yeah, well,
$65 is good for you. You think you rich because and I said the guy goes,
it's 200 something a fucking month, man. That's a couple bills.
He doesn't read anything. And then he went on about how Trump is racist and he never disavowed the KKK. So somebody showed on the video of him every time that he disavowed the KKK. And then it was like they put about the 5-minute video. He goes, yeah, but he told the Proud Boys to stand by. And everybody went,
God.
bro. And he goes, I'll find the video. I can find the, and we're like, do you not like, and this is every single one of them. Like, you want to beat your head in and you don't, and I don't understand that logic. I really don't. I wish I did. I wish I did.
Next time you see or talk to him, just say, hey, did you forget about when Joe Biden gave the eulogy at Robert Byrd's funeral? You know, the guy from the KKK.
Yeah.
They told him that too. Oh, I'd never seen that.
Of course he didn't see
Of course
it.
he did.
Narrative.
That's what I said. I kept going. You guys understand what I'm saying? He only reads memes. He gets his information from memes and headlines. He doesn't read the actual articles. And he's up on here every day saying Trump is racist. Trump is like, dude, like all you're doing is put up memes of things and you have no substance behind it. I'm like,
it's like almost like if we are ran in a simulation, that is like one of the equivalents of a super NPC that just constant.
Yeah, there's no
this
argument
is all it
with
is.
those types of people because no matter what you say, you're never going to change their mind.
Right.
Yeah.
But when he was like, I'll show you, and he told the Proud Boys, everybody was just like, are you kidding me? How? And then it went on to, I had so much fun because I'm Puerto Rican. There was another guy that was Puerto Rican and a black dude in there. and we just all started going off on him and calling him names in Spanish because we were just done. We were just so done.
Sounds like
And we were
part of
just
a
making
great joke.
Oh, dude,
Hey,
it
with
was
me,
so...
this Puerto Rican guy and a black guy. We were
There's 2 Puerto Ricans and a black guy in a car. Who's driving?
Yeah,
The
who's
police.
The police. Nice.
But and it was just so funny because we were just, and then we asked him about Latinx, and he's like, yeah, I believe in Latinx, and I go, bro, how? It makes no sense.
No.
The
what's the
Spanish
X?
language, I'm confused. I've come up with it. Latinx means you're confused.
Is that like transgender for Latin people?
It's non-binary for Latin, but it makes no sense because all of Spanish is in him and her vocabulary.
Exactly.
So
yes.
the A is female, the O is male. So if you put Latinx, it makes no sense. And I was
That's
just
how
like,
French is too.
Yeah.
It's all in the feminine and masculine.
yeah. So there can't be a Latinx. I kept on calling him a dumbass. And you're just a dumbass. That's what you are. And it was just like these people just make no sense. And
No.
they in their head. And then the other people who are on their side are just like, yeah, that makes sense. That absolutely makes sense. Like we were talking about the definition of lesbian yesterday. It's a non-man attracted to a non-man. It's like, wow, what?
Right.
What? What are we doing?
That's how 2 biological men can be lesbians. Okay, it's because 2 biological men don't identify as men; they identify as non-binary.
Right.
In so facto, lesbian.
The definition of non-binary should just be I'm confused. That's all non-binary is. Because there's
no, it's actually a perfect.
Remember,
It's a perfect
transbian.
segue to
Transbian.
non-binary. Could be, I don't know, a robot. Let's get into it.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, in the near future, we're probably gonna end up getting into it.
Oh, right.
Dude. Oh, that's another thing. I got something for you on that one too. So last week the UN had a assembly,
robot dog,
a news conference where they rolled out humans looking robots at the Geneva conference. And excuse me, and reporters were asking these robots questions. So they had 9 robots. We will
kill you.
Yeah.
Like
It got
movie
kind of
iRobot.
Yeah. Or
but
AI.
they said so 9 of the robots were there at the UN's International Telecommunications Union, and they were billed as the world's first news conference featuring humanoid social robots.
That
Among
sounds
them,
scary right there.
It's like
I know.
humanoid social robots.
yeah. So they had Sophia, who is the first robot. Sophia has a
She's a citizen, isn't she?
She's a citizen of the UAE.
Yep.
Yeah.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's officially she's that one that you saw on the TV with like the half a head.
Yeah.
Who's like, Sophia, how are you? I'm great. How are you?
Matrix is happening,
How are
people.
you doing?
Yeah.
We're
Well, that if she's
living
a citizen of something, eventually when they become sentient, they're gonna gain rights.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And
So and this
we're gonna be
happened,
plugged
and Sophia getting citizenship was like years and years. Had to be at least 10 years ago.
What?
It was a long time ago. Yeah.
Was it that long?
It was kind of. I'll look it up and
I
look
could
it
have
up.
swore it was
I was
around
like,
the
man, I really missed out on the opportunity. As soon as she brought that up, I should have played that, and I just thought
I
about it.
know.
It's funny, like we're laughing about it, but this is crazy. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
the fact
Yeah.
that this is true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
Once again, we're in a crossroads and we're just straight down the middle is
Right.
what we're doing.
Oh,
We're
dude,
just
like even the
now
motherfuckers,
we know-
like I've said before, even the motherfuckers who have came up with the AI and everything else, they keep saying we need more time on it and shit, and it's gonna be dangerous and whatever else. But look at us, stupid fucking humans. Progress, keep going, do it, push it
So we have
forward.
AI,
Like, what the fuck?
right? We have robots who are basically going to end up controlling the world.
Mhm.
We have extraterrestrials that are now being confirmed to exist. I mean, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Had to do it again.
This is the Predator movie. And then it goes to, what is it? It was Predator led into Alien, or was it Alien that led into Predator?
I
was
think it was
probably-
Alien led it. I can't remember. I think it was Alien led it to Predator.
Was
that
it?
bitch.
Oh yeah, this bitch. Yeah.
This is back
Like
in
Kim
sorry, it was
Kardashian.
like 2017.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought it was around the time where Trump got elected.
Yeah.
But still, that's still 6 years ago.
Yeah. So there she is. So
You think it hurt?
what hurt?
What the person who had to die to help make Sophia? Did that full robo droid or what?
Getting brain from her? You think it hurt?
Oh.
Probably.
Oh God.
Especially the first couple of prototypes. Although there was at least
no teeth. No teeth.
There's at least one fucking doctor out there that is not known that yeah.
That's what we should
not
do.
Dr. Scientist, I should say. There you go.
We should test. We should use pedophiles with them and test them. Make them the fucking test dummies.
Oh man.
4 out of the 5 became eunuchs. So
Good.
So it's a win-win, I guess.
yeah. Advancing science, castrating pedophiles. It's a win-win.
All in the name of humanity on that.
Yeah,
sweet
that's right.
time, yeah.
Thanks for
No,
contributing
all in
to
the name
science.
of humanoids.
Dude, I just like I knew we were advancing quickly, but to think we were advancing this quickly is
Mhm.
fucking insane. I'm gonna say it. It's like we literally like what 10, 15 years ago, we were all excited about the iPhone and like, oh, I can now touch the screen and all this, and now all of a sudden, basically we can have sex with somebody across the seas from our own home. Is basically what we could do right now.
You know what's like crazy about this? And I know this is like maybe taking it to the next level, but like, where is the oversight on it? You know what I
Right.
mean? Like what's to say that maybe somebody doesn't, create one of these things and hey, I don't like Republicans, so we're just gonna do everything we can
Oh
to
yeah.
target Republicans. Or vice versa, even. I mean, let's go the opposite way. Let's be fair about it. Right? Like, where's the oversight? Like, who is overseeing these things?
Kamala Harris.
The UN.
Yeah, she's supposedly the new AI czar.
Oh yeah.
You think I was lying?
Oh.
Yeah, she's the
Is
AI
she
czar.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I keep
Oh, God.
forgetting about that. That's hard. That's really bad.
Let's talk
That's-
about the
that-
passage of
yeah.
time over the
Culture.
passage of time.
Yeah, she's a real fucking word of the day person. Like as soon as she sees that shit, she's like, I'm gonna use this bitch as many times
Kamala Harris,
in one
the queen of-
conversation as I can.
She's the queen of cokes and blowjobs.
Oh, Jesus.
She
Yeah,
loves
you
doing
ain't-
diagrams too. It's
Ugh.
like, yeah.
Oh,
And Montel Williams
Yeah.
or Montel Jordan, whoever it
How
was.
we do it.
This is how we do it.
Go, 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 go.
Oh my god.
That's how she got to the top.
Oh.
oh.
Oh shit.
Y'all. I can't even get into the whole what I was gonna show you about sex robots now because this
Oh
is just
God.
too much.
Oh, this ain't nothing. We can go way worse. Come on.
Well, here I wanted to show you all this though too because it goes into the whole sex robot things. So, robots with artificial intelligence might offer real human companionship.
Oh, geez.
It's a real life movie. It's the real life version of the movie Her.
Oh, looks like you're
With,
gonna end up having sex with Wally.
Right?
Yeah, that's pretty much what it looks like.
How big your eyes are. Ooh.
So, companion robots paired with artificial intelligence could one day help alleviate loneliness amongst isolated people, according to research published on Wednesday. Scientists from Cornell, Duke, and New Zealand's University of Auckland published their findings in the Journal of Science Robotics. Yeah. So it says right now, all the evidence points to having a real friend as being the best solution. But until society prioritizes social connectedness and elder care, robots are the solution for millions of isolated people who have no other solutions.
Elder care, like what they're doing to the guy in the fucking White House right now.
Yeah.
I feel bad for that man. Like we make fun of him, but like honestly, I feel the man should be home resting in Delaware, and they threw him out. Yeah, and they threw him out.
81 million.
Well, listen, I believe it.
36
I'm sorry.
counties.
I believe it because, like I said, if you look at the counties, I bet you they're very densely populated, and people went around and even what's her Sunny Houston, because she has to be different, said that she voted for her son. She admitted it on The View.
This is all because they didn't want Trump in office. This is all because they didn't want Donald Trump in office. Now look at us.
Because he was the apple cart. He was upsetting the apple cart.
Yep.
Once again, growing up, you were told that anybody could be president, and now we're being told that you have to be a politician to be a president. Like you have people like going after. Oh my God, I have to find this. I forgot to look for this interview. Did you see Vivek on The Breakfast Club?
No.
Yes.
Holy shit.
Yo.
Tell me that girl is not the dumbest person.
Dumb.
Dude,
very dumb.
I watched probably about 30 minutes of it, and I looked at my husband and I was like,
you didn't serve, so you can't talk about that.
Ignorant fucks.
Yeah,
like
idiots.
Seriously, that's
Ignorant
what I said.
fucks.
That's exactly what I said to him. He's like, "Wait, what?" And I showed him what
that's
it
awesome.
was. He was
You
like,
benefited from affirmative action. Actually, no, I didn't.
yeah. But Scott, if you want to go in the private chat,
Yep. Oh yeah, I just pulled that up. Yep. It's
Since
crazy.
y'all want to be nasty.
Where we'll show this real quick then before we go to
God.
that.
What's up with the
future of
angle?
intimacy, sex bots, virtual reality, and smart sex toys. That's fucking crazy.
Those angles are taking me out.
Hold on,
I'm
what does
telling
it say?
you.
They're really they really actually brought this in with it. Now that we have intelligent light bulbs, doorbells, refrigerators, and more, it was only a matter of time before our most private and intimate lives. Oh my God. You have smart light bulbs, and then you're like, you know what? Let's fucking make a smart dildo. How about that shit? Like, man, that's a fucking jump. That's you know what I'm saying?
I mean, look at the tone of the legs. It looks like something you're fucking out of Guardians of the Galaxy.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, they're like, you know what? We're making your life easier by flipping on your lights. Let's make your orgasm easier too by taking away your partner and giving you a fucking robot. What
Somebody looked at a light bulb and went, "I'm gonna fuck that."
Oh, that's definitely happened. Ask any ER doctor.
They're like, yeah, you know, there's you know that light that you can use as a speaker. Yeah, I hollowed that out. I fucked that.
Right. Oh, that did do that. Well, that brings to that bears to reason that that statement, anything's a dildo if you're brave enough. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh God,
one man, one jar, baby.
Ooh. That shit is fucking brutal.
Hold on. Y'all have to listen to this real quick, okay? Because this is insane, okay? All right. There's a company called Sex Tech, okay?
Yeah.
The industry is called Sex Tech.
I'm interested.
A $30 billion industry today.
God
But
damn,
according to
$30 billion.
reports,
That
the
is
industry
crazy.
should grow to $52.7 billion by 2026.
What's
with
the
a
stock?
huge assistance. Well, with an assistant,
Right? Davey's like, "What's the stock ticker? I'm about to fucking invest."
It says companies are feverishly working to innovate the most intriguing products that have an intelligent response for your activities. These products include sex bots such as Harmony, a robotic version of a silicone sex toy made by Real Doll, but also app-connected smart vibrator stimulators and massagers, personalized porn.
Oh my god! This is
Yeah, hold on
hilarious.
here. I can get you a picture of
You
the
want to
sex
talk about replacing women? Here
Yeah.
you go.
He's like,
you want to
"Good
talk
night."
about a woman?
You're already turns around. What are you talking about?
The robot starts talking back. You're like, nope. She's like,
Yeah.
you know, you didn't do the.
All right, so this is an article about the sex bots. They look like freaking humans.
They look
though.
they look like GTA whores.
Yeah.
That's what they look like. They're not gonna like no, they don't look real. They look like really weird. Like I don't know.
Looks
But
like the
they're
Cash Me Outside chick.
And they gave her they look at the
Look at
no, that
that.
looks weird. And they even gave her a fucking stripper name, Harmony.
Yeah.
Come on.
Look at
All right,
those.
I'm buying one.
No, they look so
They're like-
weird.
They're like a few $1,000s or something like that.
Listen, do you understand how much a guy would pay to not have to hear a woman?
Well, the creepy thing though about
Look at those. Put that back. Holy shit. Put that image, please, back up. It was just like, oh my
Whoa.
God. Like, it's just.
That's
the
so
la-
weird.
Just look at the lady. We're getting yanked off of YouTube.
She's like, "Hey, check this out."
Oh my God.
Oh my god. This is
I'm
this
telling
is
you,
hilarious.
these things are real. It's no. What I'm saying is the creepy thing is that they have AI inside these
Right.
things.
I have a dick
So,
inside
like,
him too.
Well,
What if there's like
no,
a claw planted
well-
in like one of the vaginas and it just comes out and grabs your dick?
Right, that's what I'm saying. It's gonna fucking clench up and rip your dick off, homie. Like, what the fuck?
Look at the mouth moving.
Well, they have the AI technology in it, so it'll remember like your preferences or whatever, so that it's customized to you.
It looks drugged.
Oh, just wait for the one night.
Just
Yeah, it's
Bosby
gonna
likes it.
it's gonna remember that shit. And the one night you don't want it, it's be like, "What's wrong?
Yeah.
What? Do you want me to cook your fucking pet in a pot? Do you want me to just fucking turn this into a Fatal Attraction?"
Come here, Fido. Come
Right.
here. Come here.
What did I do wrong?
Yeah, what did I do wrong?
And then it's gonna sit on the side of your bed like it's fucking Megan in that
yeah,
movie, and then it's
that-
gonna
yeah.
kill you.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna come home and it's gonna be like the girl bot in Bicentennial Man, and she's just gonna have an attitude like, "What the fuck? You just came. You come home anytime you want to." Like, oh, how much did she cost?
Right.
Is it 90 days yet? Is it past
know,
the return policy?
How much? What's the jizz ratio that I can return her?
Oh my god!
And where does it go? Is it like a cup? Like what? Like where does it go?
You just come home and she's like this.
Like you have to
in the
pull out every
bathtub.
time. Like you have to pull out every time. Like what's the scenario? Like what do you have to do?
And she starts
I'm
just going,
sure-
"Not on my
I'm
face,
sure
not
it
on my
comes with
face."
Unless it's your preference, and then she'll be
And
like
is
on
there a
my
hole?
face. So.
Yeah.
Is there a hole in
You
the
pull
butt?
out her bonus hole.
Well, that is, I guess, I
Oh.
would say technically.
Oh,
I don't know.
This
I'm
world
sure
is-
Can I
comes
get
with,
one with one leg?
Specific instructions. I put the
People
link
are
in the
just-
private chat for you guys, so if you want to check it out,
People
more.
are just
think
gonna
it
get
is-
real weird with this thing.
Yes,
Like,
exactly.
you're gonna get like I've seen on TikTok. There's been like guys who like get real girl dolls pregnant, and like you see them like, "Oh, it's a baby," and people are just. This is what I mean. Like people are. What's wrong with people? People.
People.
It's,
Yeah.
it's
There was, I talked to you guys about this before. There was like studies and articles and everything back in Japan about 10 years ago talking about how the male population is like ceasing to exist. And there's all these guys becoming like quote unquote like incels because
yeah.
they're having relationships with like these VR girlfriends.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're not incels, they're just cells because they're just voluntarily being celibate. They're just fucking machines.
So then you hear like, and you know, as much as you hear Elon Musk talking about it now, about how there's a population crisis, how people aren't having kids at the rate that there needs to be to populate the earth. And like it's shit like that. That's what the article was about when I talking about Japan. They're losing people left and right, and they're not getting any new people because they're having VR girlfriends.
In their defense, though, like, would you want these people procreating?
No.
Not necessarily. I mean, maybe.
I
not,
mean,
but-
let's call a spade a spade. Do we really want these people procreating?
Right, but but that's going to be the bad part is like where it's going though is this is part of the other part of the long game whenever it comes to what we would consider depopulation, because then you start creating those areas where you have a robot girlfriend or whatever else, then like you never have to worry about a kid, and then you live in a virtual world all the time, and you know,
Ready Player One. Bag babies. But none of that.
And that's why you have bag babies. And
Here's my prediction. They're going to get to a point where they will make children robots, and they will come out and say, "Would you rather them do that to a real kid or a robot?" And I guarantee you, they're gonna start making children ones of those, and sick fucking people are gonna they're gonna be like, "Well, you know, would you rather them do it to a real child or a robot child?" And we're gonna think maps are gonna be normal.
Then what if
at that
oh
point?
no,
like,
don't worry,
normal.
don't worry.
but
There's
like,
gonna be a huge sect of people that are saying these robots are sentient, and then it's gonna be a whole thing like, well, if it's a sentient child robot, should he be doing it?
That's why I'm gonna cure it real quick, and I'm gonna shoot it in the face and be like, "Would you rather me do this to a robot child or a real child?"
Would you rather me do this to a robot man?
That's
or a
why
real
we
man?
keep real children. So let's just say fuck these robots. You know?
Fuck these robots. They have healthcare robots out there. They have a rock star robot out there. That was another one that was at the UN.
Did you see Drake's hologram handed him an actual piece of paper?
I saw something with that. I don't know. I wanted to look into that more, but that's pretty crazy. Yeah, I saw something about that.
Drake.
It makes me feel really yucky.
Oh, hands him a book.
It means Black Mirror is slowly creeping in more and more.
What's this Drake Aubrey Graham's thing? I refuse to call him Drake. He's Jimmy from Degrassi. His name is Aubrey Graham.
He belongs in a fucking wheelchair. He's a wheelchair kid.
Yeah, Drake's a douchebag. I don't like him at all.
On the mean streets of Canada.
Yeah. Yeah, dog.
I've had a job since I was 14 in a Canadian kids soap opera.
I pretended to be paralyzed, yo.
I have it here. If you want me to pull
I
it
have
up.
no legs.
Yeah.
Remember, kids?
Got it. Let me see.
We were talking about that yesterday.
No.
Started from the bottom, now we're here.
Nope. Stop. Damn it. All right, people. Okay.
Take 17 songs, almost get a Grammy off in that vein, and young women, everyone.
Crazy.
Yeah, people are confused.
Jimmy?
It's a hologram. It's not supposed to be real.
Take 17.
Crazy.
I know. I'm not
This
even
was
gonna
somebody who
speculate.
moved
I
with the
don't know.
hologram inside of the hologram Project Bluebeam, which has been kind of a hot ticket lately. Maybe
And he-
that's a way to
and then he
prove
played-
that something like that can happen.
Then he played Sweeney
Fine.
Todd. What the fuck is he wearing?
Yeah. He looks like a fucking cook at a taco truck or something.
I was gonna say he's looking a little bit like Dexter.
Yeah.
Started
And
from
then
the
I took
bottom,
the
now we're
order in
here.
there and I cooked it up.
I started from the bottom. Now I'm in taco truck. Now I'm in the bottom. Now we're here. Making your cilantro ready to go, man.
What quesadilla? Yeah.
Like I just, I don't know, but yeah, we start. I wanted
Dude,
to play
he was the rich bitch on fucking Degrassi. I can't take it.
rich
Yeah.
bitch.
He was the rich bitch on Degrassi. I'm telling you. I can't. When the I Start from the Bottom of My Here song came out, I was like, your name is Aubrey, for crying out loud.
You're a
from
man and your
Canada.
name is Aubrey.
Right.
Yeah.
You're a
Oh,
fucking
dude, that's
Canadian,
like John
eh?
Wayne. That's like John Wayne. Whenever I found out his first name is Marion, I was like, ooh, no wonder why he changed that to John, buddy. It's pretty
Marion.
His first name
Yeah.
is Mary. Well, it's
Marion.
what, Joseph Robinette Biden.
Yeah, I'd rather have the first name of Joseph than Marion. That's why it's always like, how about we go with John? How about that?
Marion Cobretti is Cobra.
Every time
Those
I
are
hear
crazy.
the name Robinette, I always think of like Christopher Robin. I don't know why. Just wearing
Mhm.
those
Robinette
those
is a
really
terrible
weird
name.
socks.
Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah. And that's what he says. Oh, I got the food all the time. No, all right, honey, give me a quick rundown of what Blue Beam is. Oh, after that, never mind. Scratch it. We can talk about that later.
We'll talk about that later.
This is just the dumbest interview. By the way, I want to show another clip after this of why there's so many clips of him. He was at a discussion and a woman was screaming at him from the back of the room, and he asked her to come up and ask him a question, and she was just so taken aback by it. Like, she kind of calmed down and asked him a question, and he was just like, yeah, you're a mom, you have an important job, it's great, thank you for raising your kids. And
Yeah, I
like,
think
she was like,
I think she was LGBT.
yeah,
She was part of that community.
yeah, she was screaming at him, and he's just like, well, thank you, somebody implanted a kid in me, and it's like, he's like, well, I'm sorry, and you should have the rights, and and he just like diffused the entire situation. And like, that's what I feel like Vivek can do with this country, is kind of like settle everybody down. Yeah, I think he can settle people down, because the way he talks to people, it's calming.
And he's our age.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
You know this, right?
he's
I know,
younger
it's
than
so
us.
gross. to
Yeah,
think
he's like
that. I'm
younger
like,
than
you're
us.
so more mature than me.
But
Oh,
here's
yeah, she's a
I'd be
fucking
like, shut up, bitch. I'm out.
here's this lady. Once again, this woman has served in the military. Okay, thank you for your
Yes.
service, madam. But this should show
Yes.
you how some people in the military think with the way the military is going nowadays.
What you think and your vision, and I'm a very practical person, and I want to kind of, opposed to talking about your opponents, let's talk about you for a moment, and let's actually talk about your policy. Explain to me your position on this civic duty voting.
Sure. So my position is, I think that every kid who graduates from high school should know the minimums about the country that we require an immigrant to know about the country in order to become a citizen. So there's a test. My mom had to pass it. Every immigrant has to pass it to this country that asks you some basic questions. What are the three branches of government?
Except for
what branch of
except for
government does the
illegal
U.S. president
immigrants.
lead?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't have to answer them.
No.
No.
Yeah, these days, no.
No.
I don't know if he talks about it, but I think so. He gets into legal immigration and how unfair it is that you have people paying thousands. And I don't know if it's this, or they're like, well, it's not fair that somebody has to pay all these thousands of dollars, and and you have these people just walking in, and they go, well, you think it should cost thousands of dollars? It's like, no, but there's people who are willing to pay the thousands of dollars to come in. And you're just allowing these people to cut in line and just be like, yeah, sure, go ahead.
Right.
Go for
Yeah.
it.
Like we've all said, the immigration process should be revamped. It should be a little bit easier, whatever else, blah, 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 all the money deal, whatever else. But like making like that, like they should just come in here and not have to fucking know anything about the country, have to answer any questions, and then get a court date for like 4 years down the fucking road like they're getting right now. Come on, get out of here with that.
Well,
How hard is
the other
it?
thing too is that they don't, when they come here, they don't respect our laws. Like they still
Right.
fucking wave their own flag of the place that they just fled from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and they treat
I
our, and they
left
treat
I
our
left
land
this
shit.
motherfucker, and I'm you know.
Right. Like to me, it's like a slap in the face. And then they get everything. They get, welfare and all the other shit. Driver's
Mhm.
licenses. I know down in Florida now, Ron DeSantis signed a bill where if you're an illegal alien and you had a license, it's no good down here.
Yeah, if they got a license from like Virginia or all these
No
other
good.
places, that it's no good. That they have
Yep.
to show like actual identification and stuff, and they can't get a Florida ID.
Nope.
All right.
Nope.
Some basic questions about what is the Bill of Rights. It's like a multiple choice exam, or some of them you write in. I think that if we're going to ask immigrants to pass that test, as we should, I think every 18-year-old who graduates from high school should have to pass that as well, because young people, it goes back to that issue of pride. You don't value a country that you don't know something about. You don't value something you inherit. You value something you have a stake in creating, in building, or knowing something about. So how do we think big about this? Well, young people, as I told you, most of them, very few of them vote as it stands today. Super small numbers. And apparently 60% of them say they would rather give up their right to vote than give up TikTok. Well, I say, all right, let's take that to the next level. How about we do something that raises the voting age from 18 to 25, but you still get to vote at 18 if you just pass that same civics test that an immigrant has to pass in order to vote. And tests aren't for everybody, so be it. Then you at least serve in the military or a first responder role for 6 months. That's my civic duty voting proposal. And the reason is, I'll actually make a prediction. I think youth voting in this country will skyrocket. From a very low level right now, it will skyrocket because you value something you actually have to earn. And I think that this is not a left-wing or right-wing point. We all have duties as citizens, right? We aspire to free market capitalism, right? Materialist advance. And that's the life I've lived as well, by the way. My parents came to this country with not a lot of money. I've lived the American dream. I've made a lot of money by building businesses. That's one.
Yeah. This guy's parents came to the United States with nothing,
Legally.
and he's a billionaire.
Mm-hmm.
He's literally built from nothing. And
It's just
Yeah,
a
but
different-
America's oppressive, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's from an area of the world where they value education, they
Yeah.
value hard work. I mean, those Asian countries, that's what they do. They value hard work. It's the Western countries who really don't. They just want everything handed to them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now look what
One
you have
side
in
of-
France, England, United States. It's just it's totally different.
Once again, we are so privileged as a country that we don't feel like we have to work for shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What it means to be an American. But part of it is we also have duties to this country. And I think the more we wake that up, actually, the voting age only became 18 in 1971 in the context of the
Right.
Vietnam draft. So I just think reviving those ideas is going to be good for
I
us.
think you're asking a lot. So let's prove your point. Nick, our camera guy, do you know the 3 branches of the
Nick
federal
is
government?
over 24, so it don't
But
matter.
I'm just saying, but nobody knows there are 24. Red, do you know the 3 branches?
Executive.
Then that's your
Well,
problem.
I got a test. I got.
Makes them look stupid.
Yeah, it makes you guys look retarded. He's like,
makes
hey,
them look
hey, let me do a check-in. How dumb are we?
Mind you,
Yeah.
he asked
Prove
white.
his point.
The camera guy's white, and he don't know. Talk about privilege. You don't know. What are you talking about privilege? The guy don't fucking know anything. And the other guy that they asked too. Like, I just, yeah. And you seen the videos of when they ask who the first president or who was Abraham Lincoln, and they're like, wasn't he the first president?
Like the teenagers and all that shit.
Yeah.
That they, yeah, oh yeah.
And the
I
college
just
kids,
graduated from high school, and they're like, don't know anything.
even the college kids are like, oh, what continent is Asia on? Is it Russia? Is Asia on Russia?
Got a test I would like to see if you're willing to pass, because I believe in, just as you believe in civic engagement, I believe in changing the ideas of what political opponents look like, what they should look like, or political candidates. Are you willing to take a test with me quickly? Because I just have a couple of questions for you.
I will. Absolutely.
So
and the way this is opening up, I have a feeling I'm about to fail it, but that's good. Let's do it.
That's right. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. That's
You're
right.
Gonna fail it. You're gonna fail it because
Yeah.
it don't meet my agenda.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's
I want to hear this.
He's a brown dude. You're asking
I
a
know.
brown dude who came from
Yeah.
nothing.
He's the
Meanwhile-
Indian face of white
I
supremacy.
know where this is going. This is probably going to go toward like immigration, like illegal immigration. I just had this feeling.
Have you seen this?
I haven't seen this section.
Oh, okay.
But I have a feeling that's where this is going to go.
Mama J, where do you think it's going?
I know where it's going.
Okay, Scott.
I don't. I would think probably somewhere in there because I mean they were kind of talking about it, but yeah, I don't know really.
This is actually where I had to stop watching because I was like, I can't fucking take it anymore.
Okay.
I'm out.
All right. Let's see.
Just for clarity, I am an independent. I'm not a Democrat or a Republican.
Cool.
I think that's important for the
Liar.
purpose of the argument because I know you did a lot of debating at Harvard.
That's because she's a
also wanna make
super
it clear these are
leftist.
the same questions that I asked liberal Democrat Marianne Williamson. So I want to make sure that we put that out there as well, just
Fair
to kind
enough.
of set the foundation.
I'm
for the
open
test.
to being humbled. Let's do this.
Okay, great. Let's go. So you mentioned, the pride of being an American and how important it is to have pride in this country. I'm also a veteran, by the way,
Thank
for
you.
the United States Air Force. So when is it that you voted for the first time?
I voted in 2020.
Okay, so you're how old again?
I'm 37 years old.
Damn.
So for how many years you sat around and did not get involved at all in any civic engagement? Is that my understanding?
A long time is the answer. And actually, I mean, that's what I wrote this book about. I'm not holding myself out as some sort of
So
model.
she thinks
I'm
that
actually
matters?
offering myself as a self-reflection of my journey as a citizen to whom this country has given much, right? As an adult, when you have kids, it changes your perspectives. I'm very honest about that. Absolutely.
Okay, no problem. So let's go deeper into the self-reflection. So you've sat around for, and sir, I'm being as respectful as I possibly
you're
can.
not.
Please
You're
don't
being a
take
cunty
anything
bitch.
And you don't
hard
even
way.
have to be.
that
And you don't
face.
even
Yeah.
have to be. So take it
Yeah.
off and let's go.
So you've been sitting around
He needs
in the
the
country
weed.
that
Take
my
off the weed.
ancestors built for about 20 years. Your parents came over as immigrants, brought you over. You made millions, according to your resume, off of this country, and you have absolutely not been involved in civics. One, not voting, and two, let me just ask, because I know you mentioned earlier you don't want to sit around at the debate and talk about accomplishments. Let's make the accomplishments pretty simple. In high school, were you ever a class president?
Hold on, you gotta
take
pause
any
this real
leadership-
quick. You know she's an idiot because if she would know civics, if he was an immigrant, he couldn't run for president if he
Correct.
was not born in the United States of America. So
Yep.
she said, your parents brought you over here trying to be a bitch and just making herself look dumb. I can't.
Well, he's
Sorry.
gonna wait. Hold on.
That's another reason why I stopped watching it too.
Yeah.
It's like,
Glad
listen.
you did. I'm so glad you did.
Mm-hmm.
These people out themselves. They're so dumb.
Yep.
They're so dumb.
Chip roll because your
they're
opponent did.
they're single-handedly proving his point
Right.
for a civics test.
Right. Exactly.
The entire interview is proving him
Yeah.
absolutely correct in everything he says.
Yep.
And I'm not gonna
It's
lie,
just the
I
news
only
that-
caught it the second time listening to it that like, oh, she said your parents brought you over here. So that means that she doesn't think that you're like you
You're
were
eligible.
born.
Born.
Here.
So, yeah.
So you
On
wouldn't
the-
be eligible.
On the backs of her ancestors. On the back of her ancestors.
You know what? I don't know what her ancestry is. So, you know, if they're masons,
God, I hope-
carpenters,
I hope-
whatever.
I hope it's the same as Maya Angelou, whoever found out that she was
Yeah.
a slave owner.
So I
Yeah,
have this
one of the
Puerto
people
Rican
on the
guy,
fucking-
another Puerto Rican guy and a black guy, right?
No, what was it? One of the people that came over on the Mayflower or something
Yeah,
was
that-
Maya
yeah.
Angelou's descendant. She was
Yeah.
like, I can't right now. Yeah, guess what? That's reality, bitch. So you got to fucking deal with it.
No,
All right, I get what you're saying.
sit around at the debate and talk about accomplishments. Let's make the accomplishments pretty simple. In high school, were you ever a class president or take any leadership role? Because your opponent did, Chris Christie. He was the class president. So have you ever taken any leadership at all on anything, or just?
Can I just correct a couple factual things?
Can we hit time out for a minute?
Yeah.
What does that even matter? Joe Biden was literally the bottom of his law class.
Right.
Literally
To him, he was the top of his class. What are you talking about?
This literally has nothing to do with anything.
No.
She's talking about Chris Christie. The man owns his own business. He's the leader of his business. What does it matter if he was class president in the 8th grade?
Doesn't.
Everything.
It doesn't.
My parents didn't bring me over to the country.
Okay,
I was born in this country, and I'm proud of that.
No, I know you were born here in Ohio. Ohio.
No, you didn't. You didn't know because you said it.
Right, exactly.
I think he calls her out. He's about to call her out, right?
Mm-hmm.
He did. He just did. Yeah, it was.
All right.
You mentioned my
I'm
parents
saying your
brought me
parents
o-
were immigrants.
You
My apologies.
That's all right. You said your parents brought you over to this country. I
Yeah,
thought I
my
would set
apologies.
that record straight.
I mean, they were immigrants, but let's
They
not
were
go down the
immigrants.
water
Oh,
hole.
no, we're not going to water. I just want to correct a couple facts, and then the other thing is
You were born here in Ohio.
I was
correct?
born in Cincinnati, Ohio. That's right.
Right. So
Yeah.
you've been here your entire life. So the question
That's
is,
right.
did you take any leadership role in middle school, high school, class president?
I did.
I know
yeah.
you played tennis. What is it? Explain it to us.
Student council. But I think that this is yes, I've held leadership roles over my life, but those don't qualify me to do what I'm doing now.
Yeah, it kind of does.
Okay,
Well, it
well,
kind of does. Well, I'm giving the test. I'm the test
Okay,
administrator.
all right, there you go.
So it kind of does, because when you go from saying I want to go to the highest office,
And I'll tell
of
you,
the land-
I've led companies as well. Is the other leader?
Right,
The
well,
main
right,
leadership
but-
role I've played is and I want to talk about one early part of your premise that I also want to say, bring it to the country point. The other points, you use the word sitting around. I'm not somebody who's saying I want the next generation, my kids' generation, to have more civic duties when they graduate from high school and college than I did when I did. That being said, I wasn't sitting around. I've developed medicines, 5 of which are FDA-approved products today, one of which is a life-saving therapy in kids, 20 of whom die by the age of 3 if they're not treated, 70% of whom now live lives of a normal duration. Another one for prostate cancer. So I don't apologize for making...
Done all that.
Yeah.
Right.
We just went down, and this is what I mean. Like, he's like, you can kind of see in his face that he wants to tell her to go screw off.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he's doing it in such a masterful way.
Right.
She's going to try to diminish it, I'm sure.
Well, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
She's going to try
It's
to
coming.
minimize everything.
Oh, she's like, hold on. I'm
But
such
you're
a
a male,
condescending.
we're sorry.
Yeah, she's like, I'm such a condescending cunt. I can't let him get
You
away
can
with this.
hear it revving up in her. You
Yeah.
can
All
hear
I
her.
gotta say is she got to fix her fucking eyebrows. That's all I got to say.
And a weave.
I find her eyebrows extremely offensive.
Sometimes girls don't have the time to get that part. There's other
Listen,
parts that are
They
more
look like
important
this.
first.
They look like this. She looks
Well,
like
I-
fucking Ming from Flash Gordon. Death to Ming.
Oh.
All right, sorry.
contributions. But
Right. Well, I don't want you to filibuster that
No worries.
because
Just
that's
not
not
sitting-
the question that I asked. And I don't consider as a veteran, I'm talking about service. I'm not talking about what you
Civic
did for
service,
profit.
yeah.
I'm not talking about what you paid people to do with your company.
You see what she did there?
Yeah,
For
she diminished
profit.
it.
See what she
So-
did there.
So
Yeah,
the
she's an idiot.
developing medicines to help people is only for profit, even though, like, yeah, I'm against big pharma and shit like that, but he's done shit to help people, and he actually believes in what he's done, which probably did help people, unlike Anthony Fauci. Yeah.
And all she said was, I'm a veteran. That's what she keeps coming back to.
Yeah,
I'm a veteran. I'm a veteran. This man has made life-saving drugs for children and adults, and all her is, well, I'm a veteran.
Well, what she's trying to do is she's trying to project that her choice in life is significantly better than his.
Than his, yeah.
Right.
No,
Yeah.
true.
And,
Yep.
and people make choices in their lives. Like, listen, not everybody's fit to be in the military.
Yeah, no.
Mhm.
You know.
so
You
I've
can't
not
have all
served,
that
I've not
shit.
served the country
Because that
in the way
means
you
nothing
have.
to me.
You do
What I'm
realize
talking,
she has
what
been
I am
able to ask a question. She's been trying to
Go
ask
for
a
it,
question.
yeah.
And
She hasn't been able to ask a question. Shut up, Envy. Shut up.
That dude's a douche.
Yeah.
and you've been talking over.
I'm
and
all
we-
ears.
We gave you the platform to let you say.
It was
what
a
you
little
said.
defensive.
I'm
Yeah,
all ears.
she
No, I
hasn't-
was
she
just
hasn't-
correcting
she
a couple
hasn't had
facts.
He seems a little defensive because one, you told him that his parents brought him over here, and two, she keeps just belittling everything he's done.
Mm-hmm.
Chance to ask a question yet. Every time she tries to ask a question, you've been cut
Hey,
off.
hey, bro, why don't you grow in the rest of your beard so you connect to the rest of your shit, you fucking retard?
Well, not only that, he's not even facing him. He keeps looking at her. He won't even face him like a man.
He's a fucking douche.
So your question, so my question again is, you're trying to, your goal is to raise the standard, and you're saying you want people to believe in country and you want people to have civic engagement. And sir, I just find it very telling that you haven't had any civic engagement at all and haven't been at all. And when I say sit around, I don't mean you haven't done anything. I'm talking about in regards to service, because one thing about political office, the same way that you want to change how people look at politics and look at this country, I want to change how people look at politicians. And when I see that someone hasn't.
Oh, what, by voting for Joe Biden, who's been in politics for 50 years, the old white guy?
Sir, I want to judge you on not being a politician because politicians suck. So you need to be a politician. You haven't done your civil service of being a politician.
Exactly.
What the fuck? Like, seriously, I'm sorry.
It's fucking stupid.
Meanwhile, she's not even in studio, and I guarantee you she's making a decent salary. She's sitting at probably her house just talking about how she's a veteran and degrading this gentleman while making probably a couple mil.
She seems like the bitch that, like, every other conversation that would come up, she'd be like, well, I'm a veteran.
She needs to spend some of that salary on her fucking eyebrows.
She's going for the Whoopi Goldberg look.
The eyebrows are offensive.
Listen, really, she looks like the Whoopi Goldberg. Leave her alone.
Dude.
No.
She's got more vocabulary.
No, I'll say, well, here's
what they say about girls with big hoop earrings, right?
No.
Hold them. If you hold
bigger
them,
the hoop.
just
The bigger the hoop.
Oh my God. But no, the problem is that she's trying to make a gotcha of like, oh, he doesn't know what he's talking about because he hasn't worked in the public sector. He's only a private sector guy.
Right.
He doesn't know how the government works and stuff. I know how the government works because I worked for the government. But the government's terrible that I work for, and you don't know anything about the horrible that I work for, so you don't know anything.
Right. She's trying to she's
But
doing doing to him what people are doing to Trump.
Right, but and at the same turn, they're dunking on themselves. It's like I don't know.
Did anything at all to be of service to mankind, to take a leadership role. It's not good enough to just be on city student council. Were you a leader? All of that.
You asked him if he was on the 8th grade student council.
And she said
she wanted
mankind.
to use it. No, this is what she wanted to do. She wanted to use it as a dunk against him, saying, "Oh, just because you were an 8th grade
doesn't mean you're
president
worth,
doesn't mean you're qualified."
Yeah,
dude, so transparent. For
Class.
crying out
Have you
loud.
been able to get anybody in the room at any time, from a high school gymnasium to Ohio, Republican leadership there to now? Have you been able to get anybody in a room to believe in this vision? I don't agree with a lot of your vision statement, but I do know you've been going around having these discussions and getting everybody emotionally worked up to talk about vision and debate. But I want to get to the practical. You're trying to go from preschool to president of the United States. You're skipping over city council, county council, mayor, governor. You want to go straight to the top. So my question is, this a
Mama J?
I want to hear what the rest of the
Okay.
PR, is this for the PR, the perception of reality, or can you point to any leadership where you've been able to get people to believe in what you're talking about that they're not paid to do on any of these vision statements that you have? If not, then to me it's a moot point, because you're holding a standard that you haven't met yourself.
So
Mama J.
Where in the fuck does it say you have to do all that shit just to run for anything else? I'm sorry that I wasn't a dog catcher. Now I can't be on the city council.
Like you said, she was trying to dunk on him, and you're not I want to change how people see politicians. I don't want politicians. Have you been a politician?
Right,
it's funny,
exactly.
I've
Like,
seen- I'm
no,
sorry.
go
Go
ahead.
ahead. No, go ahead, Scott.
Like his like, yeah, he's like pretty much new to the scene, but it's like that's when you need to be like, no, that's why I'm here saying this stuff now. So I'm getting people on now. That's why I have a certain percentage, and the people who are backing me in the polls. But like, how fucking dumb, like.
Well, it's funny, Scott. You make a great point. He's new to the scene, right? Like,
Yeah.
aren't we tired of the same old politicians
Right.
who've been in office for 30 years? Now they
Right.
want to run for president. They've already have a track record. Like, don't we want people with don't we want fresh blood?
Yeah, that's the point
And
of the
new
American
ideas?
system too. Yeah.
Right. So, like, I mean, no, that's a great point. That's a great point. Like, and that's really what she's advocating for. She's basically saying, hey, you're not a part of the system, so you don't get to sit at the table.
Right.
Well, no, and here's
But
the
she's
thing.
saying she wants to change the perception, but like, why aren't you? Well, like you were
Right.
saying, like you're not a politician, but why aren't you politician enough? It's like you're. I don't get it.
Dude, I saw it coming. The second she made that remark, I was like, whoa, wait a second. But no, but the saddest part is that these are the same people that are like, yeah, let's feel the burn. Ooh,
Yeah.
Dianne
Yep.
Feinstein's the best.
Right.
The
Right.
Crypt Keeper.
Yeah.
Let's
Joe
vote her ass
Biden.
back in.
Joe
Yeah.
Biden,
Bitch,
Chuck
she's
Schumer.
like, oh, she's been dead for 5 years, and they'll still be voting for her out in
Oh, yeah.
California.
Mm-hmm.
If you're only going to count government service, you're
No,
absolutely
not government
right.
service.
Okay.
Student council in the 8th grade, 9th grade, 10th. Were you
Yeah.
a leader? Did you do anything to rally anybody? Did you fight for better lunch? I did in the 6th grade with Miss Harris.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about government.
Bet you did.
I can go all the way back from the 5th grade every year, sir, because people who are in service to this country, if you're going to go around saying you want people to believe in this country that I signed up to die for, then I want to make sure that you're holding that same standard. So not government, not political. Let's not get it confused. I'm saying, have you did anything of service that we can point to say,
Like
I'm sorry.
what? Like what? Making medicines for kids and shit like that. Being a leader of a company. He was in student council. What the fuck is she talking about?
Yeah. This lady makes me want to grab stuff and throw it. Like
oh
what
my
are you?
god! I'm sorry.
What are you
I am
talking
not-
about?
What the fuck?
My
I hate
wife.
getting like this, but it's when I see shit like this, I can't fucking
Well,
take
she's
it.
she's talking in circles.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
What she's doing is she's fishing for another dunk.
Yeah,
She doesn't
no,
care
yeah, yeah.
that she's dunking on herself because what
Mhm.
happens is a 2-minute clip will come out and people are like, oh shit, did you see what she said to Vivek? Oh god,
Right,
dog,
right.
she
You know,
totally
this whole-
dunked on him, bro.
Well,
No.
you notice during this whole process, Charlemagne's not saying a word. He's quiet because I feel like he knows she's an idiot.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's literally quiet the
Probably.
entire
I
time.
hope nobody takes this picture of her and puts anything behind her.
I'm gonna make it as my thumbnail on my next video that I make.
Right. Just take a screenshot, then do the background cut on Canva and put
Canva.
something behind there.
And I'll enhance her eyebrows.
Make her Ming's eyebrows.
There you go.
Ming!
Oh yeah, that would be perfect
would
on
be-
that right now too. That's hilarious.
She's trying to get a soundbite and she's not getting it, so she
No.
keeps going around to the same thing to get the soundbite.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, my
Yeah.
wife was in the Air Force. They did not give my wife a handgun. My wife doesn't know how to use it. She knows how to use AR-15. They didn't give her a handgun because they told her, if the insurgents get to you, we're all fucked in the Air Force. We're all fucked because the Marines are the first ones. If they get through the Marines and they get through the Army and they get to the Air Force, just
Yeah, we're
kiss
pretty
your
well
ass
fucked,
goodbye.
yeah.
So you being in the Air Force, madam, you are the last line of defense.
So they don't
okay?
give them a weapon.
No, basically.
Yeah.
he is a good leader, like Chris, and I'm not even a fan of Chris Christie, but he was
she's
the
an
student
idiot.
council president
She's an
in high
idiot.
school.
The fact that she just said that just makes her an idiot.
Completely, yeah.
She said Chris Christie's a great leader. He's an idiot.
Yeah.
Dude, that guy got dunked on for not doing something for a bridge as he was sitting out in his like shorty shorts
Jersey
on the
Shore,
beach.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, yeah.
He fell asleep
that mayor
play the
didn't
other
vote for
day.
me. We're going to close that.
I
bridge.
know. That's
We're
why
gonna
people
make
keep
it back
calling him
up.
Krispy Kreme. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Ma'am, you are not helping yourself. You are
No.
not
Yeah.
helping yourself. You like Chris Christie. Nobody likes Chris Christie. And if they did, they wouldn't say they like Chris Christie.
Chris Christie
No.
doesn't even like Chris Christie.
No. Oh, he does the John Candy like speech. I like me. My wife like me. My kids like me. My family
Right.
likes me. That's all that matters in
Guys
life.
built like
Oh
a
my
fucking
God.
bowling pin.
Seriously, after all three of us were talking about how shitty Jersey was, and now she's like, Chris Christie's the best. We're
I
like,
know. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Oh, gee, yeah.
So have you done anything of service besides yourself that has not benefited yourself? It's just a simple question.
Did she just say he serviced himself? Have you done anything but service yourself?
Have you served
have one of those
anyone beside
iRobots?
yourself?
Do you have one of them iRobots servicing yourself?
Oh
So-
Lord.
The acts of service that I have performed are small, so small that I don't even want to talk about them to boast. But yes, have I volunteered for this country? Yes, I have. I've always been interested in
let's talk
healthcare.
about it. It's okay to talk about the
Bethesda
small
North. I
things.
mean,
I think
these
that
are
Remember, she said that.
What?
She said it's okay to talk about the small things about yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, she said that.
small
Okay.
things, right? But thank you.
Oh, well, just let's just mention it.
But
Just
that's
for fun.
North Hospital.
So it's really a no?
No, it's not a no. It's just something I don't like boasting about. I
Well,
volunteer.
we're not boasting.
Yeah,
It's an
not
interview.
boasting.
You're
There we go.
boasting on your vision and
Look,
everything else.
I think
you
one of the
boasted on
things-
the millions of dollars that you made. So let's just throw it out. So in
I
sixth
actually
grade, I'll give
didn't.
you an example. I'll help you out. In sixth grade, Miss Harris,
I'll tell
Miss
you-
Harris was Let me give you an example because maybe you're confused. In the sixth grade, Miss Harris was snatching papers from everybody in the classroom. So me as a 10-year-old, I went to the principal and said, I'm tired of Miss Harris snatching papers. And I organized the students around getting Miss Harris to stop snatching papers. Now there was a consequence for that.
You're so
I
brave.
got suspended for 5 days for talking back, and I got in trouble. I got a spanking, and I was on punishment for months and months. But that is a simple way of organizing people. So I want you to kind of boast about it the way you did the millions of dollars and said what you did with the pharmaceutical companies. What leadership can you point to that you've been able to rally anybody around anything that is of service that you did not pay anybody to do? I think that's important for the next president of the United States.
Sure.
Wow.
So I've always been drawn to healthcare. That's why I ended up founding companies in that space. When I was in high
Wouldn't
school,
say.
part of what drew me into it was that I was a volunteer at a local hospital. I actually became the leader of that group of volunteers that actually discharged women who had recently given birth. That was it. Nothing big to it.
Did you do anything we can point to stand out?
But I want to say something about that because I say that in the book. If I'm being really honest, why did I do that in high school? A part of the motivation, I'll be just brutally honest with you, was part of the motivation was that's actually what allows you to get into a good college when you graduate. Is you
Right.
want to
So
check
it was
the box
about
of
so
community
it was
service.
about you.
So
So
there
it
was
was
an
about
element. So
self.
there's that, and I'm admitting that in a way that very few other people do. But I got to be honest about it. That was a big part of why I did it.
Yeah,
Then when
it
I
was about
graduated-
self, and I'm going to be honest, and I'm going to give it back to the.
Oh my
Isn't
God, she's annoying as
anything
fuck.
you do in life about moving yourself forward?
But didn't she ask him?
Yeah.
What did you do? Boast about what you did? She said, boast about it. Tell us what you did.
Yeah, I can't
then-
take much more of this bitch. I can't.
He's just dumb.
Yeah.
It is just the most asinine thing. Like, and props to Vivek.
No, we're not
man.
boasting about it. We're just talking about it. Blah, 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 blah. And then when I
props
talk
to
about it,
Viv-
oh, you boasting about it, huh? Oh my God.
And I'm telling, and this is why when Vivek is on the ballot, I don't care. I will vote for him because the way this man is just composing himself through this entire thing, where Joe Biden would have already whispered in her ear, or "Come on, man, I was president. I'm in Senate now." He's just really cool, calm, and collective, and just because she's
Guys,
if I
I'm
can-
going to be honest about it with you.
Yep.
Leadership is not about self.
I agree
And
with
so
you on
what
that. I
what
agree
I
with you
just
on
heard,
that.
what I just heard is that everything is about you. And to be honest with you, this is just a PR campaign, sir. To be honest with you, and I think you're trying to go further to the right because you want the Republicans to accept you as a man of color. And I think the only way you
Oh
think
my
you can do
God.
that is to be so extreme.
I appreciate your
with
opinion.
with your positions, and I think you need to do a little bit more work in service. I'll give it back to you guys. You
Let me
failed the test, by the
because she
way.
did ask me a question, and then you guys said you wanted to hear a response, but I think I heard an expression of opinion. So just I want to make sure you're all done before I respond to it.
No, just wanted to say that even then, I would still want you to point out, even at the hospital, something that you did that made you stand out on when actually taking a leadership role. But you already answered it. You said you did it because it was a motivation to get in college.
Exactly.
Which means
and
it was
I'm being
about
very
you.
honest about that. But
everything has been about you. So as a veteran,
let me tell you something. I appreciate
it's very
this.
hard for me to follow leaders that make everything about them. So you
Again.
might want to work on that because it's a lot of veterans and Republicans. So you might want to work on that talking point and maybe do some volunteering while you're on the campaign trail. I'm going to give it back to Charlamagne and
Once I want to be respectful. Want to make sure you got everything you wanted to on the table before I
Well, I got
respond.
plenty. If this was just us, it would be a lot more.
You guys tell me. I'm the guest on your show. You tell me when I'm good to speak.
Go ahead.
You sure? You sure about that?
Yeah, because hey,
I think there's a different worldview that we have. And I think the worldview is how one actually makes contributions in a country. I do not believe that there's a separate category of just if you're serving the country and then if you're acting in self-interest, that's somehow sinful or wrong. I reject that vision. To the contrary, I think capitalism is the best system known to man to lift people up from poverty. I deeply respect and I thank you for your service to this country. I'm grateful for it. I haven't served the country in the way that you have. But I think that the way you get ahead in capitalism, how did I develop a multi-billion-dollar biotech company? It was by developing medicines that save people's lives.
A lot of people say capitalism causes poverty.
Yeah, I disagree with that.
Okay.
I disagree with that. I think that capitalism demands that you provide something to someone that helps them more than you're actually charging them for it. That's the only way.
That's
the
a
tried and
business
true
model,
way
sir. That's
it
not
is a business
service.
model. It's not, I'm not
That's
saying
not
it's
service.
And we're not talking about like
as an elected official is service. That's the disconnect.
That's right. So
that you're
now,
missing that they didn't
I'm
teach you.
moving on to there are phases of
I
our
wanna see
lives where we
Biz's
do
head
different
blow
things.
up.
Well,
I've
you're
been-
moving straight all the way up to President of the United States.
You know, I don't
Let's
view it as a
start first.
hierarchy. I don't view it as a hierarchy. I don't believe in hierarchies. The hierarchy is the way the
that's the pro-
bureaucracy works. I don't believe in so we have a
I
difference in
know
opinion.
you also don't believe in service, and that's where we're having a disconnect.
Well, I disagree with you on that.
You know,
I just disagree with you on
I
that.
do think it's
Oh my
proposing
God.
to revoke
Get him off,
voting
Charlamagne.
rights for 18 to 24-year-olds unless they meet certain qualifications, but you never exercise your rights.
Well,
for so long.
most young people don't, is the whole point.
Well,
So,
that's not
Charlamagne, let
true.
me ask you a question. Do you think
the largest voter turnouts have been over the last couple of elections, few elections?
They still voted at a very low rate. But let me ask you a question. What do you think about high school students being required to pass the civics test? What's your perspective on that?
The one that you proposed?
The one that every immigrant has to pass in order to enter the country. If every high school student has to pass that before they graduate, what's your take on that?
I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
Okay, good. Now let me tell you something about the law as it exists today. Men in this country, not women, but men are required by law to register with the Selective Service, age 18 to 25. That's the draft. We don't have a draft, but men have to register. If you don't, they put you in prison.
Yep.
At least they can. It's a criminal offense if you don't. My view is I would decriminalize that. I don't like the government telling you what you can and cannot do. That's
I agree
not the
with that.
American way.
Yep.
But if you want to enjoy the civic privilege of voting, then I think it is perfectly legitimate to say you have to at least know something about the country or have served that country, one or the other. Absolutely. Now, I think that what do we actually care about, right? What do we? I mean, we can do the personal attack thing. We care about the country. We care about the country.
Cornerstone of democracy, though.
Voting is the cornerstone of democracy.
Not a personal attack, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah, but we're not. So.
She basically said that you're a piece of shit because you only care about yourself. That's not a personal attack.
And then you hear, excuse me. I love it. I'm sorry. I love this shit. This makes me laugh so hard because it's just so hypocritical. And it's just, you know, she went on, what have you done? And then everything you've done is for you. And we're not personally attacking you, but you're a piece of garbage.
Well, what
for
she has
capitalism.
is a punchable face.
Dude,
All right.
he should have asked her, did you serve your country to get your college paid for? Because that's what a lot of people do.
Did you serve your
How is that
country
not
enough?
self-serving?
Did you serve your country enough to pay for that fucking running ass mouth you got keep having going, bitch? Fucking goddamn, that must be expensive. Goddamn.
Appreciate her service and everything, but it didn't. Here's the thing, though. It didn't matter anything that guy would say. It didn't matter.
Right? No, it
He
didn't
should
matter.
have just said he. The thing is that he never got to finish. Like, he was trying to make a point that, like, why he got into the he got into the area of work he got into was because of these volunteer hours that he did at this hospital. And mainly at the main point was because it looks good on your college resume. But he probably learned something after that, which propelled him to
Right.
do other things. But
Right.
you know,
those eyebrows.
you
sunk
can't
in
believe
the
that the
arm.
human condition exists. The human condition doesn't exist at all.
Right.
You
Well,
know,
here's
we
one
gotta
thing,
pretend
like-
that doesn't happen. Bring in socialism, whatever. What the fuck?
If you ever want to get anywhere and you look out for yourself, even to help other people, if you look at that as being selfish or just for yourself, you're a fucking retard. You
Mind
can't get anywhere to help anybody if you don't get anywhere. In order to get anywhere, you have to have self-interest. That's not selfish. That's called being fucking smart.
Mind you, they're all millionaires.
Yeah.
Everybody that was talking to him are millionaires that made money off of capitalism.
Yeah.
They work
Was
for a
Charlemagne-
company.
Did Charlemagne just say capitalism leads to like violence?
No, he
Did
would
he
say,
that?
no, he said
No,
some
I
people
swear-
will say capitalism leads to poverty or what that.
Or yeah. And I was just like, is that before or after all the dictators killed the dissidents?
Right.
Kind of like,
Was that before or after you were on Guy Code and then went off to write books and went on to this career in radio and, you know, and talking to people and making millions of dollars for a capitalist company?
Right. And also, was that also before or after all the decisions you made and then decided to blame it on capitalism?
yeah.
So, yeah.
But
Anyway.
so I did all that to get to this. I did all that to get to this.
Wait, there's more.
This better
And
be
thi-
good because those
this-
eyebrows were horrible to look at, and I hope I hope the payoff is good. The payoff
This
should
one,
be good.
this one's good. This is the whole crescendo of why, you know, another reason why I like this dude.
Okay.
Today, we're done teaching our troops. Protect our women. Amen. Protect our Amen. And I believe that you know what? The number of rapes that are actually reported in the U.S.
Republicans are raping people. Is that what you said?
Yeah, I think so. Whoa.
Donald Trump is a rapist. Yes,
Okay.
Republicans are raping people.
By the millions. Can I just say one thing? I want to give her a chance to speak. You want to come back here?
So, believe Tara Reid, too, right?
You can say something to me. It's okay.
No.
Come back.
Yeah.
Because she's a Russian agent.
It's okay.
Yep.
Come on up. It's okay. You can ask me a question, and then I will answer. You want to ask me a question? You can do that.
If somebody non-consensually rapes me, I'm not having their child. It's my choice, it's my body. I'm already raising a kid that somebody implanted in me and doesn't take care of. The system does nothing for the single mother. There's no child support, and nobody goes after them.
Whoa. Somebody implanted a kid in me and they don't take care of them? Is she implying that she was raped?
I think she's implying that she was raped.
Okay, because initially she said if she was raped, she doesn't have a choice. But then she talks about somebody implanted a kid in her and they don't help participate in taking
That's
care of the
well,
kid.
whenever she says
Right.
it like that, I kind of think that now she's just scoring about somebody, to be honest. That's my opinion. But
That's I don't know if she's saying that she was raped and now she has a kid.
no, I think she's saying this was a sperm donor and now I don't like him. That's how I take that. But I
It was
could
a
also be
one-night-
wrong.
It was a one-night stand that now she is mad about
Yeah.
because she probably
Which are
was-
shitty people. Maybe she's right. Maybe he's a fucking piece of shit.
I
can
mean, if
also
she was
see that,
raped and
but
they
yeah.
forced her to have the kid, then that's one thing, right? But if she didn't, and it was consensual, and now she just is a
Doesn't
single
like-
mom, then
Right,
then choose your partner better.
Right, which yeah.
Listen,
which is pretty
Bob, we
convoluted
don't
on this
talk
because
about
we don't know.
personal responsibility. on this show.
Listen. I don't have those problems. I have it all. I'm saying that only because Jackie is my wife's cousin.
Yeah.
If I didn't say that, then they'll be held to pay.
Sometimes it's worth just throwing a grenade in there. Makes it fun.
Child by myself for 8 years. My name is Kayla Crest.
And are you a mother?
I am a mother.
Okay, thank you.
And my kid is successful, and I don't want to be frowned upon. I don't want to be put down because I'm a single mother. My kid is healthy, happy, and successful.
Thank you, Kayla. And I want to say you're doing one of the most important things as a mother raising 4 children in this world. Even if we have our disagreements, I want to say thank you for that. So thank you. And part of what it means to live in this country is we have free speech. We get to speak our minds openly, even if we all don't agree on it. So let's actually applaud her for the courage. Coming into the room and asking a question.
I'm just confused by the whole exchange.
But I'm confused by that's all confusing. That's just because she's talking about that, but then she doesn't say she was. I don't know if she's insinuating, and then she doesn't even like ask a question. She just says whatever. What happened there?
Listen, I don't know, but he
de-escalated
that whole situation, which was great. Like she was there screaming rape and this and that and raping, and he just went, "Hey, come on up, let's have a conversation."
You could tell that she was like she was in hysterics, like she was bawling her eyes out.
Right. Well, that's like the whole thing is if she was actually raped, then I would figure she would have said that. That's why it was like confusing at the end too, because she didn't ask a question. She just said that. Then it was all over. It was like, wait, I don't know.
I don't know. I think with a lot of some of these things though too is a lot of people don't feel heard or anything by politicians. So I think the way in which he did de-escalate the situation, she's just like, well, oh shit.
Because she was walking out. She was out.
Yeah.
She's like, I got rapists and drugs and racists. And she was just walking out. And then he was like, no, wait. Come back here. You got a question for me? And she was just like,
Shit.
Yeah, I'll ask you a question. I'm a single mom with a kid that was implanted in me. And, I take care of her, but I don't get any help. And I was like, well.
I mean, that's a great way to speak about your kid. Hey, you were implanted.
And the guy who put that interview up has an interview with her afterwards, and the kid's there. You're not gonna do like what kind of mental shit are you just put that child through when you just said this guy just put you in me? I was just put in your mom. How did that work? You gotta explain it to her now.
There you go.
But I mean, I think he's doing a great job. I think it's going to be a shame if he doesn't make the main stage in the debates and stuff like that, because I think he's gonna pull what Trump did in 2016 without going.
He possibly could
without going to the little Marco and and all that stuff.
That was fun.
But he is it was. But he he's
but the
definitely
times have changed. Like we have to. As much as I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't think anybody knows, but I'm nervous.
I feel the
about
same way.
2024.
You want to know who else is nervous? Dylan Mulvaney. I have to bring this up real quick before the end of this. Dylan Mulvaney supposedly fled the country. It was like you were saying, Davey, out on vacation, but it's like, I don't feel safe here, so I'm going to fucking Peru. Get the fuck out of here. I just had to bring that up real quick. I think it's funny.
I think that the llama's very confused. Like, why?
Yeah, the llama's like, what the fuck are you doing here,
What
bitch?
is this? And why do I have a rainbow thing on my neck? What the fuck is... Hey, Dylan, I'm going to spit at you like your mother should have spit you out.
Yeah, dude, you can see the crazy in that face.
Your mother should have swallowed you, young man.
Oh my god.
But that's, once again, I said it before and I'll say it again. You wanted all of this. You asked for all of this. You wanted to be famous, and what, you think people aren't going to be shitty to you because you're famous? You thought it was going to be all sunshine and roses, like because you were, transitioning, which you never did. You got
You thought it'd
facial
be all,
rec-
you thought it'd be all sunshine and roses. It turns out to be sunshine and roaches.
Yeah. Sunshine and dicks is what
Yeah.
you're getting.
Well,
And
it's more like
Glory
sunshine
holes
in
and
reality
bullet
because
holes.
we're not going with your bullshit, and we see that it's especially Dylan Mulvaney and all that shit. Like he mocks women. This is not a portrayal of women. He's a fucking piece of shit that thinks women are dumb. Tries to fucking play some fucking dramatic card and shit.
I mean,
yeah, I
and
think he's become. Dylan Mulvaney's become like the poster child for like all this stuff. And it's unfortunate for Dylan, but it just kind of all coincide at the same time. It's like the poster child of now bonus holes and them saying that birthing persons
Plus
and shit
one.
like that.
Listen, you asked for it, you got it, and now you're crying victim.
Yeah.
I don't know if we still are up on there or not. We'll see. But my girl just texted me and said we just got suspended on YouTube. So I don't know what we did.
Did we?
Are you serious?
I guess we'll find out. It says on my YouTube page right here that we're still on, but she said she had to jump on Rumble. So whatever. Good job, gentlemen. And
We did it.
Really? Let me see here.
Yeah,
Huzzah!
I just pulled it up on mine, but she was like, "Yeah, you guys are." I don't know. We'll find whenever we stop recording. If it may be showing up on mine because I'm signed in, but if it does, whatever, we'll just fucking throw it back up there and shit. But I'm not surprised if it did happen.
No. Well,
Nah,
they're-
fuck
they're-
it. That's the whole point of why we keep jumping on YouTube. We're gonna keep pressing them. I don't care. Let that account's gonna get thrown down.
Yeah, we're
Fuck 'em.
good. We're good. We're still up live.
All right, cool. Yeah, he sees the live too. Okay, good. I wouldn't be.
Yeah, I
well,
see the
maybe
live, too.
we might have gotten pulled down for a minute and then put back or something. I don't know.
All right. Well, if we're
Yeah.
still on YouTube, thanks for joining us today.
Yes.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Bobby, for
Perfect.
joining us.
I love it. Thank you guys and Jackie, thank you all for having me on. I really appreciate it. It's been fun.
Hell yeah. Good. Glad you came back on. Always a good time, man.
Absolutely. Appreciate you.
And where can everybody find you? Even though you have 10 times as much followers as we do.
Listen, you can find me on YouTube at Bob Bradford. It's very simple. We put out reaction videos. I haven't put one out in about 2 weeks because of travel. So my plan is to get more of those videos put up throughout the rest of the week. But yeah, you can definitely check me out on YouTube at Bob Bradford.
Hell yeah.
Any Twitter or anything like that?
Nah, I don't tweet the twats.
Gotcha.
You don't tweet to the twats.
It's a
No, I-
cesspool, anyways.
Oh wait, no, that sounds really bad.
Whoa.
She's like, I tweet all the twats.
I twat the tweet. What? Wait, huh?
And I was like, and my twat is at what? And I was like, wait, hold on.
Whoa.
I was like, oh, that would sound really bad.
Oh,
I was like, that's
great.
bad. I shouldn't say that.
God, I love doing this. This is so much fun.
And you can find my twat at. Oh, whoa.
OnlyFans at
Right.
Oh God.
Suburban Mama 1, the number 1.
The only one.
plus one for the bonus hole.
There you go.
God.
Suburban Mama +1.
Never a dull moment.
No.
Never a dull moment. I love it.
This is amazing. And speaking of, where can we find your 12 Mama J?
Can't find it at Suburban Mama 1 on Twitter and TikTok. I still haven't put out. I repost some videos on TikTok, but I'll start at some point. I'll have to do my first one, and then I'll probably keep doing it.
Mhm.
But it's at Suburban Mama 1.
Hell yeah.
And you
And I'm
can
crying.
find me. You can find me at MW Troublemaker on Twitter, Midwest Troublemaker on TikTok, Biz Party Network on Instagram. And yeah, I haven't put up anything, but I mean, just follow us there and just listen. Once again, if we're still on YouTube, go to Rumble or whatnot and Twitch. Go to Twitch so that way we can see your comments here, and so that way we can go and keep episodes on Twitch. Business Party on Rumble, Business Party Podcast on Twitch, and Business Party Podcast on YouTube. If we're still there, give us a like, give us a thumbs up, give us a follow, and leave us a comment. Let us know what you want us to talk about. You guys were the why we did this show, is to give you guys a voice of what you want to hear. So let us know. Biz?
Yep, catch me at Scott_Craiglow on TikTok and Instagram, and of course, Business Party Podcast on Instagram. And Davey already named all the other jazz, so you don't need to hear me from there. So.
Wait, forgot. Sorry, one more thing. Don't forget Sunday night, Weekend Hangover. We are doing the Jared documentary this week, and it's really fucked up. Jared was a bad dude. Jared was a bad dude. I mean, it almost makes me not want to eat Subway ever again.
Yeah.
Jared's a bad dude. So you can catch us on Sunday. Grab your favorite cocktail and join us as we deep dive into garbage TV and documentaries.
Subway's like the equivalent of Taco Bell.
It is. Yeah, it is.
Have a toilet.
Yeah.
By.
Well, I'd still rather eat Subway sometimes though, because it doesn't give me immediate diarrhea. But on that note,
diarrhea.
Yeah.
Delayed diarrhea.
But on that note, check us all out at the spaces we have just told you about, and we will catch you next Tuesday. And also, fuck the moon. We're going to Uranus.
Woo!
Woo! We love y'all. Hope you all have a good night, and later.
Bye.